Alrighty, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome inside beautiful Golden Bear Stadium here in Springfield, Massachusetts for Week 6 of the NCAA football season, as the Western New England University Golden Bears will host the Salve, Regina University Seahawks. And good afternoon once again. My name is Tim Culverhouse. You are watching this game live here on the Golden Bear Sports Network, powered by the PAC Network. Special thanks to the Office of Alumni Affairs and Alumni Association of Western New England University for providing the power for this afternoon's broadcast. And it's another rainy and chilly Saturday afternoon in Springfield as the unbeaten and number one team in New England, WNEU, matches up against these Seahawks in a New England Football Conference battle. And the weather temperatures right now, rain has stopped falling at least for the immediate time. Temperatures in the high 40s, low 50s. We're not expecting to get much higher than 55 degrees, but the weather forecast that we've been looking at here at GBSN looks like the rain will stop by halftime, second half. So unlike last week when Western New England was able to edge out Coast Guard in the pouring rain all game long, it does look as though drier conditions are on the way, but temperatures will stay in the low to mid 50s. But in terms of the football game, the Golden Bears remaining perfect, as I mentioned just a moment ago, 4-0 on the season, and they are continuing their program best record since the Western New England football team moved to Division III and varsity status in 1971. It's been the running game, especially Kevin Cook, that's powered the Golden Bears, and that did so last week, and that will play another critical role in the offense today. And then on the other side of the football for Salve, Regina, this team predicted to finish second in the NEFC in terms of Western New England. They were predicted fourth by the coaches poll, and they've struggled so far, only coming in at 2-3 overall. They are 1-1 in the game back of first place in New England Football Conference play, but Salve, Regina cannot afford another loss if they want to get to that conference title game with an opportunity to clinch a berth in the NCAA D3 tournament. So as we continue along with this pregame show, let's take a look at both teams here on GBSN, and of course we'll start with the home Western New England University Golden Bears, perfect record, 4-0 and 2-0 in the NEFC. They are tied for first place currently with that 2-0 mark with MIT and Endicott, and the Golden Bears also perfect at home, 2-0. They've won all four contests this season, 157 points scored and 71 points against. And the record rushing numbers for Western New England and Kevin Cook have powered the offense, and the defense, which struggled a season ago to get key stops, has come up big and led to 4 consecutive wins for Western New England University this season. And WNE used that wet terrain, like I mentioned, a week ago here in Springfield. They ran for 318 yards as a team en route to a 22-7 victory over the Coast Guard Academy. About 7 days ago, Kevin Cook had a career best day, 39 rushes, 246 yards on the ground, only 1 touchdown, but Cook was a monster. Tyler Ward, quarterback for this team, 11 rushes for 50 yards and a rushing touchdown. Through the air, 14 of 21, 73 yards, no touchdowns passing, but with the wet football and the rain falling all game last week, Ward didn't have to open the playbook too much. It was pretty much just a power running game. 8 different running backs for Western New England, and quarterback got a touch on the ground. And also it was the special teams that came up big for the Golden Bears, as ECAC Northeast Player of the Week on special teams, Tucker Shumitz, senior wide receiver for this Golden Bear team, he was able to return a kickoff for a touchdown, and that came as Coast Guard had scored to make it a 14-7 game, and then Shumitz took it 83 yards to the house, and that was the final score of the game that happened midway through the third quarter. And Shumitz, the senior out of Milford, Connecticut, has played well, the team leader in 19 catches, 224 yards, 3 touchdowns, all team highs. And Shumitz also dangerous in the kickoff game as he ran one back to the house, 83 yards for the touchdown. That basically sealed the victory for Western New England. It was a very businesslike win for the Golden Bears. Defensively for WNE, they picked off Coast Guard quarterback Derek Victory 4 times. He played well, and he had a lot of good balls throughout that game, but the wet field conditions and some drops, some missed catches by Coast Guard hurt any of their chances. They were unable to do much offensively as Victory was picked off 4 times. A couple of negatives from that game. Never a perfect game, obviously, from any coach or broadcaster's perspective. 3 fumbles committed by Western New England. They lost them. Kevin Cook had one of those too. And that kept Coast Guard in the game. But those are something you need to pay attention to. I'll hand that off to the wet field last game. But you never know. Worth putting that into action. And also worth noting that Western New England only 5 for 20 on third down last game and did commit 7 penalties for 55 yards. So just a couple of negatives in that game. Still a very strong victory last week for the Golden Bears. And also worth noting, Week 6, Western New England at 4-0, used both of their byes. They will play football every weekend now until postseason time. They will be in action. So from, we'll go to October 4th all the way until November 15th. Every Saturday, Western England will be back in action. No more buys for the Golden Bears. Now we'll turn on the other side of the ball and take a look at the Salve Regina University Seahawks. As I mentioned earlier, 2-3 on the season, 1-1 in the New England Football Conference. That puts them in a tie for 4th place behind the 3-way tie for 1st with WNE, MIT, and Endicott. Seahawks 1-2 on the road. They did win their last game. I'll get to that in a second. And the Seahawks, 145 points scored, 125 points against. And they just snapped a 3-game losing streak last week. So Salve on a bit of an upswing as they come into Springfield this afternoon. And they put up 593 total yards of offense in a dominant 48-7 victory over Nichols last week. That was for their first New England Football Conference win. They jumped out to a 21-7 lead by the end of the first quarter. They were up by 42-7 at the half. And in that second half, it was basically just some grinded-out football, not much scoring going on. Only 6 more points in the second half. Dan Buonacore for Salve Regina, 15 rushes, 186 yards, and a touchdown on the ground. As a team, they racked up 322 rushing yards. Stephen Wilkin, however, was the star of the day. 14 for 19, 216 yards. Spread his 14 passes out to 6 different receivers. Hit 5 touchdown passes. He had the bulk of the offense for that team. He smoked Western New England a year ago. We'll get to that matchup at the end of our pregame show. But Wilkin was assertive. He was efficient. Only missed 5 passes, 5 touchdowns through the air. And for Stephen Wilkin, the senior out of Ringwood, New Jersey, 115 and 118 this season, 15 touchdowns, does have 5 picks, and a 60.8 completion percentage. Also a threat on the ground with 31 rushes and 136 yards, and a team-high 3 rushing touchdown. So we'll see him with a dual threat option for Salve Regina. Some more stats from that game. Leading receiver for the Seahawks, Alex Hume, 8 receptions, 196 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He's going to be forced to be reckoned with today. We'll see what head coach Keith Emery has planned up defensively for that scheme to try and match up with Alex Hume. Mike Mahoney and Mitch Graziano also had touchdown receptions for the Seahawks. Defensively, Matt Conroy, a 60-yard interception return for a touchdown. And Salve forced 3 turnovers for Nichols on a pick and 2 fumbles. And Salve also had 6 sacks against the Nichols College Bison. Did not commit a turnover. Only negative I was able to find from that game, Salve 9 penalties, 94 yards. They held on to the ball. They were efficient on 3rd down, efficient on 4th down. Have not attempted a field goal this year, something worth noting. And they won the time of possession battle, scored in the red zone, held Nichols with only 1 score all game, so a very, very strong win for the Salve Regina Seahawks a week ago. Now, the last time these two teams met, it was just over a year ago, 10-12, October 12th of 2013. That game was down in Newport. 47-26 win for the Seahawks as they improved to 4-1. A season ago, Western New England dropped to 1-4. In terms of the all-time series battle between these two schools, Salve with a 15-6 advantage, and Wilkin was effective a season ago, 21 for 35, 324 yards, and 3 touchdowns, passing also 66 on the ground and a rushing touchdown. He also was not sacked all game, so Western New England unable to get much penetration into the backfield in the passing game. It was a 20-point third quarter for the Seahawks that blew the game open. It was close at that time. It was only 20-13 headed into the second half and tied at 13 in the first quarter. But Salve Regina scored 20 points in that third quarter to blow it open. Salve, 594 yards of total offense, most of that through the air, 348 yards, and then also 246 on the ground. Western New England, on the other hand, only at 387 yards, 224 on the ground, 163 through the air. Seahawks 38 minutes, 18 seconds time of possession. Western New England 21-42. And then for the Golden Bears, Kevin Cook leading the way once again, 25 rushes, a $127, and a touchdown. Richie Edwards, who has since graduated from Salve Regina, 26 for 121 on the ground and 2 rushing touchdowns. The big play was effective for the Golden Bears last week, as they did have 2 scores of over 70 yards. Andrew Walls had a 72-yard touchdown reception, and Cook pumped in a 75-yard touchdown run. So the big play worked for Western New England, but that was about it. And then the offense stalled in the rest of the game. And also, on 4 third-quarter drives, I mentioned how Salve blew the game open. 4 third-quarter drives, 3 touchdowns for the Seahawks. And anytime a team can score at will in the third and fourth quarter, it spells doom for any opposition, and especially on defense. So that will wrap things up here on our pregame show on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Western New England has taken the field. It looks as though Salve is still in the locker room. They're going to do the coin toss here momentarily between Western New England and Salve Regina. Captain for the Golden Bears, Kevin Cook, the star running back for this team, the program leader in rushing yards, rushing touchdowns. He's approaching the all-purpose yards, and he's been a force for this team. And then the captains for Salve Regina making their way out onto the field. Dan Buonacore, another running back, Frank Musco, and Hayden Stanton on defense. Stanton is a defensive lineman, a junior actually, out of Wallingford, Connecticut. He has a team-high 3 sacks this season along with a block kick. Then also Frank Musco, a senior from Montvale, New Jersey. He will be one of the safeties, for this team. I'm going to make that a corner. He's tied for third with 4 tackles a week ago, and he has 4 pass breakups on the season, which is second for Salve Regina on the team. So they're doing the coin toss here at midfield. We'll see what it is. Western New England lost the opening coin toss. Salve has
the opening kick and defend the south goal. Salve Regina will kick off and defend the north goal.
Salve Regina won the opening coin toss. They deferred, and Western New England will receive the opening kickoff to begin this action. It's a huge game here in Springfield. First place still on the line. Western New England trying to keep up with MIT and Endicott in the NEFC standings. Both of those teams will be in action today. MIT has a bye, Endicott will be hosting Nichols. Kickoff is scheduled for just about now as well. The Golden Bears in the home blue uniforms, white trim and numbers, yellow outline as well, the blue helmets. And then for Salve Regina in the road whites, blue numbers, and green trim along with the blue helmets. We'll step aside for the national anthem. Be right back for kickoff here on GBSN. We are just about ready for the opening kick here at Golden Bears Stadium. I dare say the sun is starting to creep out behind the clouds, so it looks as though we may be able to have a dry football game. Temperatures still in the lower 50s, high 40s for now, but expected to pick up in the later stages of the afternoon. Also an update from behind us at Supernaut Field, Western New England and Endicott men's soccer headed to double overtime in a 1-1 game. And we are just about ready for the opening kickoff. Western New England in the home blues and white numbers, golden trim, blue helmets, and Salve Regina, the visitors in the white uniforms, blue numbers, green trim. And Salve has deferred, so they will kick off to the Golden Bears to start. Tucker Schumitz and Nick Connell deep for Western New England, and to do the kicking will be Dave Gellermini for Salve Regina, and we are just about ready to go. Gellermini also the extra point kicker. Salve yet to attempt a field goal this year. Salve Regina and Western New England, and we are underway. It's going to be a spiraling kickoff fielded by Connell at his own 9-yard line. He cuts out to his left. Then he slips a little bit on the turf, and he will be dropped. And the hit made by number 48, Patrick Daly. He makes that first stick, and Western New England will start inside their own 20-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 18, and that's where Tyler Ward and the Western New England offense will make their way out onto the field. Western New England moving right to left across your computer screen in this first quarter. Golden Bears open up in the shotgun offense, send a receiver in motion, 2 running backs flanking the quarterback, Kevin Ward. It's going to be a handoff inside to number 32, Nick Connell, and he'll get maybe a yard. I'll give him 2 actually on that one.
Conroy and Stanton on the stop.
And Conroy and Stanton up front. Stanton force up front. Golden Bears going no huddle. Cook in the backfield. Schumitz in stride and in motion across the formation. We have a flag coming in. Offensive line for... It's a false start called against Western New England, so back him up 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 14 for the Golden Bears. Up front for Western New England, left to right across the O-line, Andrew Gatso-Giannis, Nick Colasanti, Andrew McManus, Nick Van Odenhove, and Ken Villaro. In the backfield, Tyler Ward, the senior quarterback, 14 for 21, 73 yards a week ago, 64 for 94 on the season, 760 yards, 7 touchdowns, 2 picks. He's looking to pass for the first time, and he has out of the backfield Kevin Cook on a good running back screen. He'll get back to just in front of the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be a 3rd and 9 now for Western New England.
20, gain of 6. 3rd and 8.
Cook with good speed out of that backfield. And they'll actually give him 6 on that one. So it'll be 3rd and 8 for the Golden Bears. 2 wide receivers on each side of the formation. Ward, it's going to be a comeback route, is complete to Andrew Walls. No, he actually drops it. Hit immediately by Frank Musco. And it'll be a 3 and out for the Golden Bears. As the Salve defense playing very close to that line of scrimmage, not really stacking the box. As Ward goes 2 passes and 1 run on that opening sequence. And he thought the Golden Bears could figure out something on the pass game. Punt coming. Be sent high and wobbling by Ian Kennedy. And a fair catch caught by number 8, Phil Terrio. He has his feet at the 44-yard line of Salve after a 36-yard punt from Ian Kennedy. And here comes the Seahawks offense. They'll be led out there by senior quarterback Stephen Wilkin. The offensive line for him, Jimmy D, Sean Nagy, Nick Aronson, John Gaffney, and Matt DeGiacomo. And Wilkin will start in the shotgun. It will be a handoff inside to Dan Buonacore. He will be met and then pushed backwards. Forward progress has him at the 48. Give him 4 on that one. And making a hit, Kyle Jones is 3rd on the team with 23 tackles, averages just shy of 6 per game. 2 wide receivers spread out to the right for Wilkin, 1 out to the far side left. And it's going to be a pass from Wilkin. A flag comes in and a sliding catch made by number 18, Alex Hume. There is some laundry on the field. The reception was good for a 1st down. But we'll see what the flag was for. And looks like it's going to be against the Golden Bears.
Flags on the play.
We'll see what the official staff here. Penalty was called on number 99 for the Golden Bears, Connor DeVarney. Neutral zone infraction. It's declined, so it's a first down pickup for Salve on offense. Fake handoff this time. A keeper run up the middle by Wilkin. He's still on his feet, continuing to move. Stan Olsen going for the ball, but Wilkin hangs on to it. That was actually Josh Scary on the tackle. But that dual threat quarterback, Wilkin on the keeper. Scary and also Coverdale on the tackle, but a 16-yard run. It's a 1st and 10 now for Salve, moving left to right across your computer screen as they're inside Western New England territory. Wilkin drops back the pass. This time he's looking out to his right, and slipping down on the wet turf that time was Matthew Trainer, a senior out of Secaucus, New Jersey. Trainer on the season, the second leading receiver, 24 catches, 354 yards, 5 touchdowns. That's good for all second place on the Salve team, but unable to make the grab on that one. It's going to be a fake handoff. Bobbling a bit there was Wilkin, but he's going to turn around and be wrapped up. Ball comes down, but that far side official says the knee was down, so it will not be a fumble. But Wilkin on a bit of a broken play. It was a fake handoff from Buonacore, and Wilkin actually bobbled it, able to maintain it. So a pickup of 2 on the rush. It'll be a 3rd and 8 now for Salve. As I mentioned, yet to attempt a field goal this season. So most likely 4-down territory for head coach Kevin Gilmartin, his first season down in Newport with the Seahawk football team. Trips to the near side right for Wilkin. Wilkin drops back to pass. A lot of time, clean pocket, and he tries to connect over the middle with Mahoney. Led him just too far, and Josh Scary came flying in, made the contact, almost picked it off. And it'll be 4th and 8 now for Salve Regina. First big opportunity now for Western New England defense to make a stop. The ball is spotted at the Golden Bear 24-yard line. Salve needs to get down to the 17. 4th down early in the 4th quarter. 11:55 left to go. Shift up front by Western New England. Clean pocket. Going for it all over the top is Wilkin. He tried to connect with, it looked like, Hume. Isaiah Barrios on defense. Great coverage on that one, and it's a turnover on downs for Salve Regina. Good stop by the Western New England defense as Salve moved effectively, but then stalled inside Golden Bear territory. Also an interesting play call on a 4th and 7 where you're not needing the end zone, and Wilkin went for it, led his receiver too far, about 4 or 5 feet. Not sure if he would have been able to keep it in bounds if he had caught it. Cologne moves across the formation now for Western New England in their second possession. Ward with room passes over the middle, and he hits his tight end and complete. And he connected on that pass with Trent Vasey, the sophomore tight end. Very rarely seen, but a good play over the middle for Vasey. And a first down pickup for Western New England. Cologne in motion once again. It's going to be a handoff inside to Cook. And Cook will
Kevin Cook on the carry, no gain on the play.
Get back to the line of scrimmage. Swarmed up front.
Tackles by Ruffin and
as
Klein.
Gian Ruffin and Eric Klein make the hit. Leading tackler on this Salve team is Danny Ives, the junior middle linebacker. 40 tackles, 8 tackles per game, 2.5 sacks on the season. And 1 a week ago. And Ward needs to keep his head on a swivel. Ward, short pass this time, swings it out right to Shumitz. And Shumitz gets back to the line of scrimmage. He'll be knocked out of bounds on that one by Troy Smith. And Terrio. Or that was just Terrio, excuse me. And it'll be a 3rd and 9 for the Golden Bears at their own 39-yard line. Shotgun snap. It's Ward. Ward over the middle. And he hits Shumitz in the hands. He couldn't hang on to it. Terrio on there once again. He leads the team with 5 pass breakups. He's also the punt returner, so he'll be back deep here.
Ian Kennedy into punt for the Golden Bears.
And Kennedy for the second time will come out to punt. On that first punt for Kennedy, 36 yards. It resulted in a fair catch from Terrio. At the Golden Bear 39, Terrio back inside his own 25. Kennedy averaging about 34 yards per punt. And he hits a boomer on this one. Terrio comes up and grabs it at his own 27-yard line. Makes 3 men miss. He cuts now towards midfield. He'll be spun down and wrapped up as Terrio picks up positive yardage at his own 41-yard line. Jameer White on the hit.
13 yards on the return.
And a 13-yard run from Terrio. And they'll have it at their own, where are they marking on? Their own 41-yard line. We aren't even 5 minutes into the first quarter, and it's already been 3 possessions. The defense has been strong for Salve, and Western New England gave up yards but held deep inside their own territory. 2 wide receiver formations. Going to be a handoff inside to Buonacore, and Buonacore is going to get, looking at 2. And a bunch of Golden Bears in on the tackle. Look like Susi
and Solanic on the tackles.
And Robert Solanic. Susi, the leading tackler on the Golden Bear defense for 42. Averages 10.5 per game. Also has a fumble recovery and a pick. And that pick came last week when he led the team with 9 tackles against Coast Guard. Same formation, 2 spread out to the right side for Wilkin. And it's going to be a pass. Nearly getting a piece of that up front was Scary.
Wilkins pass complete to Hume.
Correction, that was actually Nolte. And a pass complete to Hume. Gets to the 48 of Western New England as Salve crosses midfield.
Gain of 9 on the play, 1st and 10, Seahawks.
Yeah, 1st and 10 now for the Seahawks. And a final from next door at Supernaut Field. Western New England and Endicott men's soccer tied 1-1. Check Golden Bear, WNEGoldenBears.com for the live stats. It's a pitch out to the left-hand side for Buonacore. And he follows left tackle Jimmy D and Sean Nagy, left guard, for a solid pickup there. They'll give him 7. And Buonacore. Seems as though we're having another issue with the official's microphone, as that is sending some feedback. So it'll be a 2nd and 4. They'll give Buonacore 6. Fake pass this time, lob out to the far side to Hume, and Hume will be stuck and brought down to Scary. That'll be just shy of that first down, so it will be a 3rd and 2 now for Salve Regina inside Western New England territory. Scary making the hit. Looks like he's going to have the tall task of being on Alex Hume's side of the ball. And we're expecting to see about 4 different running backs for Salve Regina. And they have 3 in the backfield here. It's going to be run off that left side to Buonacore. He cuts it outside, and he will pick up the first down, wrapped up by Barrios.
Good for a Seahawks first down.
And a first down run for Salve Regina. Will be brought down at the 34-yard line after a 6-yard pickup for Dan Buonacore. He's got 4 for 18 already. 3 running back formation once again. This time it's a pass from Wilkin. Wilkin throwing it out to the right. It's going to be picked off. It's going to be picked off by Obiatuka, and he has a lot of running room. Only has the quarterback to beat. He's at the 30, 25, 20. He has to stop. Keeps going, and he'll be wrapped up by Wilkin and then held up just enough. And it's an interception return from Obiatuka off a Stephen Wilkin ball to the far side. And Western New England has great field position already in this drive. With 7:39 left to go, it will be Golden Bear football inside the red zone at the 18-yard line. Obiatuka jumped the route, and Wilkin hit him in stride, except he was wearing the wrong color. And it's Western New England football inside the Salve red zone. Cologne in motion. It's going to be a handoff to the left-hand side. Cook trying to make a couple of men miss, and he's actually tripped up right at that line of scrimmage. They'll say he actually lost about 3. So it'll be a 2nd and 13 now for Western New England, moving backwards on that first play.
Loss of 5 on the play. 2nd and 15.
A loss of 5. Excuse me. So 2nd and 15. 2 wide receivers to the far side. Right now, Shumitz in motion. Fakes across the formation. Now goes back to his right. Over the left-hand side, short pass from Ward. He connects with Craig Durkin, the senior tight end.
Tackle by Gambale. and Morales. Reception good down to the 16.
And Gambale makes the
Gain
tackle.
7 on the play, 3rd and 8.
Brothers Luke and Eric on this team. So 3rd and 8 now for the Golden Bears, possibly 4 down territory. Ward with a clean pocket. He's going to run right up the middle and has room. He's cutting to his left and he'll be brought down right at the goal line. And they'll say he is
down to the 1 yard
just
line.
short. He'll be brought down at the 1 yard line.
15 yards.
So it'll be a 1st and goal. And great improvisation by Tyler Ward. Brings up a 1st and goal from the Salve 1 yard line. And going to be hand off to Cook, and Cook will be brought down in the backfield as Hayden Stanton sniffed that play out immediately.
Also Ives on the play.
So another negative
2-yard loss on the play, 1st and goal.
play for Western New England. Still 2nd and goal from the 3 with 6 minutes left to go in this first quarter, scoreless. But Western New England knocking on the door. Ward sending Shumitz across formation left to right. He'll continue to run. It's going to be a handoff inside to Cook. Untouched touchdown, Western New England. And it's Kevin Cook with his 7th rushing touchdown of the season as the Golden Bears punch it in after a great play from Tyler Ward on 3rd and 8. He evades the defense, gets it down to the 1, and Cook gets into the end zone for a 3-yard touchdown run for Western New England. And it will be a 2-point opportunity.
Pass conversion attempt
And
complete
it's
to Durkin. Now tackle
complete
short
to Durkin on the 2-point attempt. And it goes short.
And with 5:54 remaining in the first, Golden
So
Bears
Western
6,
New England gets
zero.
6. Salve holds on the 2-point conversion with 5:54 left to go in the first quarter. It's Western New England 6, Salve nothing here on the Golden Bears Sports Network, powered by the PAC Network. Tim Culverhouse here with you on the play call on this Saturday afternoon. Hannah's got the graphics and Arthur's got the camera. As we are awaiting for the kickoff here. It'll be Patterson.
Hume deep to return for the Seahawks.
And back deep to return for Salve Regina will be Hume and Terrio. Both dangerous on that speed game in the kick return. So we'll see what Kevin Patterson has here. Western New England up by 6. 5:54 left to go in the first quarter, and it's 6-0 Golden Bears. Patterson's kick. It's going to spin down, kind of a short kick. It will be picked up at the 14-yard line. Hume will be spun down, making the hit. Looked like that was number 51, Charles Venezia. A sophomore linebacker caught him with the shoulder and actually spun Hume down. So it's a 13-yard return for Hume, and Salve will come back out with the ball at their own 26, maybe make that, nope, it is the 27-yard line. So that's where they will start this next drive. Western New England able to punch it in, as it was Cook. Only 4 carries for -4 yards. He's been brought down behind the backfield a lot, but he does have a touchdown. All came off the big play from Tyler Ward, a 15-yard run. Going to be a pitch out to the left-hand side. It's Buonacore. Buonacore will be tripped up there on defense for Western New England by Ryan Nolte. He's second on the team at 28 tackles. A 2-yard pickup for Buonacore. He's been most of the offense so far for Salve. They'll only give him 1 on that, so a 2nd and 9 now. 2 wide receivers to the near side right for Wilkin. Wilkin's going to look that way. And he spills it out wide, looking to connect with Massimo Aronson. And it goes out of his hands, so it's now a 3rd and long for Salve Regina. And if Western New England's defense can hold, they can get that offense back out onto the field and have the possibility of some great field position. So it will be a 3rd and long. Massimo Aronson, the intended target, is the brother of Nico Aronson, the center on this team. Both of them starting. Pass over the middle, and it will be dropped into the hands of receiver Matthew Trainer. And Wilkin hit that one right in between the chest, but there is a flag on the play, and looks as though it's going to go against Western New England, and this will be a heartbreaker. We'll see what this official has here. Microphone is not completely working, so a neutral zone infraction or an offsides against Western New England. So it's another third down opportunity here for Salve. It'll be 3rd and 4. You need to get to their own 37-yard line. Let's see what the Seahawk offense has here. Wilkin drops back to pass once again. Pocket is clean. Now he'll be rushed up front. He avoids the pressure. Wilkin rolling out to his right and hitting on the run Alex Hume. And that's a big first down for the Seahawks. Into the backfield, that was Kyle Jones, who seemed like he had that one sniffed out, but could not wrap up Wilkin as he picks up the first down and keeps the drive alive for the Seahawks. And Wilkin able to keep plays alive and get out of some pressure early on so far in this one. Fake hand out to Buonacore. Wilkin, a lot of time. Wilkin still running, and we'll have a flag down as just being held down on the defensive line there was Walter Lewis, and it'll be a flag on the play on Matt DiGiacomo. And DiGiacomo fell on top, and it will be a holding and a personal foul and a face mask called against Western New England. So both penalties offset. 2 penalties on that play. That was ugly all around. And the officials' microphone still going on. So after all of that, nothing really happened. It'll be 1st and 10 once again. Just restart at the 45-yard line. So Wilkin hands it off this time to Buonacore. He runs behind the center and falls forward. He picks up about 3.
3 on the play will bring up 2nd and 7 from the 48.
Buonacore, and he'll be tripped up by the middle linebacker, Dean Susi.
Talk about Kite.
Also say
And Coverdale.
Travis Kite on the hit. And Coverdale. So 2nd and 7, right next to midfield for Salve Regina. Western New England switching some things up front. Wilkin drops back to pass all day, and he's looking long, trying to find Trainer deep, and it will be picked off. A great one-handed interception for Western New England's Obi Atuka, and it will be down at the 1. But what an athletic play from Obi Atuka. He goes off and picks off Stephen Wilkin, but a flag on the play in the area of holding possibly. And I'm going to say that Western New England will probably deny it. So they'll have the ball, and it's actually at the end of the run. They're marking it off. We'll see what the official has here. But Obi Atuka. So it's a first down. A holding obviously will be negated. And Obi Atuka, his 2nd interception of the afternoon. And Western England has the ball back, but the lone downside of that pick, not there really ever is on an interception, is that he fell down about 2.5 feet outside of where he would have given Western England the ball at the 20. So instead, they're at their own 1, but still a great play from Obi Atuka as Wilkin went for it all there. Ward has Cook in the backfield as he shifts across the formation. It's going to be a handoff on the left-hand side. He gets out of the 1-yard line. He'll pick up about 3, so some breathing room now for Western New England offensively. But Obi Atuka, that's a top play nominee in my book. That was a one-handed snag and pick on the interception. And see what Western New England can do on this drive. Two wide receivers to the left, and they send Dabian in motion across the formation left to right. Fake handoff. It's a quarterback keeper by Tyler Ward. He cuts back to his right, and he'll be brought down. Another pickup of about 2 or 3. Ward fake left and cut back to his right. This will be a 3rd and 4 now for Western New England at their own 7. First down here would be huge to keep the defense off the field and build up some positive momentum offensively. Ward looks out to his right. He will be brought down, and they are going to rule a safety on that play as breaking through offensively. Looked like that was Gian Ruffin and Hayden Stanton on the safety. And they'll say Klein got in there as well. Eric Klein, number 10. And Ward appealing for the spot of that tackle. Not sure how that can be a safety. That's what the question he's asking. And after the safety, it's now 6-2 for Western New England. I'm sure everybody had that in their Western New England Salve Regina football square. Now the officials are marking off a free kick for the Golden Bears. They'll have to give it back to Salve now as they get the momentum back on their side. And I have to agree with Tyler Ward there. He was right near the goal line, but it didn't look like he lost 7 yards on that play. But nonetheless, the men in black and white make the call, and it's 6-2 now in favor of the Golden Bears with 2:49 left in the first quarter. And it will be Kevin Patterson to do the free kick at his own 20-yard line. So not only will Salve get the ball back right after scoring, they'll have great field position as well. And we'll see what they can do here as it's Terrio and Hume deep to return. They're at their own 25-yard line. And a very dynamic sequence of events after the great pick by Atuka, and then it seems as though Western New England was out of safety territory, but then Ward gets taken down 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage, so it's the kickoff, and it will be fielded by Hume on his own 31-yard line. Hume runs into his own couple of defenders, and he'll be wrapped up and brought down on the hit. That was Nick Connell.
12 yards, correction, 10 yards on the return.
So a 10-yard return
41.
for Salve. We'll replay review here on our own end for GBSN. Can't feed that out to you, but yes, it did appear as though Ward was brought down behind that plane. So a good call by the officials. And as a quarterback, you always got to say, no, I wasn't, but he was. Handoff inside to Buonacore. He has room. And a big hit. But after a 9-yard pickup, as that was Jones and Olsen on the hit, after a 9-yard carry for Dan Buonacore on his 7th rush of the afternoon, approaching 30 yards in this first quarter. 2:15 left to go. Two wide receivers out to the far side left for Wilkin in the shotgun. He takes the snap, quick two-step drop, and it will be caught and completed to Trainer. Trainer will be pushed out of bounds by Zach Fleming. And Fleming, a senior, looked to be the original starting corner for this team, and then Josh Scarry has emerged after maybe an apparent injury, but Fleming is back. First down pickup for Salve. It's a run out to the left side for Buonacore. And he keeps the legs moving, picks up 4. Olsen makes the hit on that left-hand side. They'll spot it on the left hash mark. As Salve has entered Western New England territory once again at the Golden Bear 44-yard line. Wilkin has gone for a couple of deep balls. He's gone over the top of one inside the end zone on 4th down and then went for it all once again, and Atuka picked him off. He has 2 picks already. Fake handoff this time, floater over the top, caught by Hume. He spins off one tackle in the backfield, and then looks like the ball came out, and we'll see for that official ruling as there is some pushing and shoving on that far side. The ball did come out, and it will be Salve football, it appears, as Hume may have coughed that one up on the far side and bailed out by a teammate.
38 gain of 3 will bring up 3rd and 3.
So after all that, a 3-yard pass completion from Wilkin.
Fleming on the stop.
And Fleming was over there, made the stop. May have also caused the interception, or the fumble. But still 3rd down as Salve recovers. 3rd and 4 with a minute left to go in this first quarter. 6-2 the score for Western New England. High snap, handle, Buonacore right up the middle. And he will be smacked down, but right after a first down pickup. Flying in, making the hit was Olsen. But not for another first down for Salve.
Gain of 5 on the play.
5-yard pickup. Salve 7 first downs already. They have led in terms of the offensive statistics, but they trail on the scoreboard 6-2. And we approach 30 seconds left to go. Wilkin taking his time on this one. 10 left on the play clock. Wilkin now looking over to his left. Pass is behind and then juggled and caught by Mahoney, but out of bounds. Mahoney 4th on the team in receptions with 12 coming into today. And Mahoney, great juggling act to eventually come up with that one, but he was already out of bounds, so it will now be 2nd and 10 for Salve. Clock stopped at 23 seconds left to go. They trail by 4. Wilkin has 2 wide receivers to the near side. Right, it's going to be a handoff, fake throw, and Buonacore has running room. He cuts back to his left, and another big pickup for Dan Buonacore, as he will be wrapped up at the 15 by Fleming after an 18-yard pickup. And Salve entering the red zone for the second time. They were shut out on 4th down as 3 seconds left on this one. I'm not sure Wilkin knows that, and the time will run out on the first quarter. So as we head to the end of one, it is 6-2 in favor of Western New England University. And 2 turnovers, 2 picks from Obi Atuka on the Western New England defensive end has gotten the best of Wilkins so far. He's 6 for 13 with 41 yards, and we'll listen in to some other D3 scores.
State 14, Worcester State 10. At halftime, Western Connecticut 14, Mass Maritime 13. At halftime, Framingham State 14, Westfield State 0. In the first, Bates 3, Wesleyan 0. In the first, Norwich 14, Mount Ida 0. In the first, Endicott 14, Nichols 0. And in the first, WPI 9, Union 0.
Yeah, let me see it.
So you heard the Endicott score, 14-0 lead over Nichols. That one's already into the second quarter. And kicking off just a couple minutes ago, Coast Guard hosting Curry down in Connecticut. But here in Springfield, it's 6-2 in favor of Western New England over Salve Regina. A 3-yard touchdown run from Kevin Cook got Western New England on the board, and then a safety of quarterback Tyler Ward has put Salve with 2 points. And that's where we're staying right now. 6-2 the score, the second quarter about to begin. Team switching sides of the field. It's 1st and 10. Buonacore runs up the middle from his own 15-yard line, and he'll pick up 5 on the carry.
10, gain of 5.
And Salve is driving. This is as close as they've come to the Western New England end zone. It'll be 2nd and 5 now for the Seahawks. They need to get down to the 5-yard line for a first down. Not a goal situation. So they still have the luxury of only needing 5 yards and not the full 10 for a touchdown. So 2nd and 5. Buonacore in the backfield. Spread out to the right side for Wilkin is Mahoney, and also Trainer on the near side left. It's Hume. It's going to be a handoff once again to Buonacore. Got hit by his own defender and then spun around. And Kyle Jones wraps him up for a loss of about
Loss of 2 on the
Two.
play, 3rd and 7.
So now 3rd and 7 from the 12-yard line for Western New England on defense. Golden Bears with a 4-point lead. Wilkin getting the signs from the sideline over there from head coach Kevin Gill-Martin and the offensive coordinators of the Seahawks. Coming off a 48-7 win week ago. Team not attempted a field goal this season, so very possibly 4-down territory. Wilkin in the shotgun. Plenty of time all day. Now he's going to run it up the middle. Runs into his own couple of defenders. Cuts out to the right-hand side. And he'll be right near that first down marker. They'll say he actually picked up the 4-yard line. So Wilkin and Stazewitz and Fleming make the hit, but not before a first down run from Wilkin. The offensive line for Salve Regina gave Wilkin all day. It looked like Western England dropped a lot into coverage. And Wilkin just picks up the first down, so it's 1st and goal from the 4. Hand off to Bonacore, and he will be brought down maybe a yard on the carry. Bonacore already his 13th yard, or 13th carry, 62 yards.
Along with Molino.
Molino making the hit, so it'll be 2nd and goal now from the 3-yard line for Salve. 12:40 left to go in the first half. Wilkin, Bonacore in the backfield. It's going to be a pass this time, looking out to the far side left for Hume, incomplete. Barrios in tight coverage, so another 3rd and goal opportunity now for Salve Regina from Newport, Rhode Island. Traveling up to Springfield on this Saturday afternoon. The Western New England faithful making some noise here. 3rd and goal. 12:30 left to go in this first half. 6-2 lead. It's going to be handoff inside to Bonacore. He is able to keep his feet moving. And it's a touchdown run for Dan Bonacore for him. That is his 2nd of the season. 13-play, 59-yard scoring drive for Salve Regina, as they now have the lead for the first time this afternoon, thanks to a 3-yard touchdown run from senior Dan Bonacore, the offensive captain. And on to attempt the extra point is Jackie Hurley. He was 3 for 4 last week, so Gellermini not doing the extra point duties. Kick is up, and the kick will be good. So, with 12:27 left to go in the first half, it's Salve 9, Western New England 6. So only a field goal game for the Golden Bears after playing very well defensively. Salve Regina is able to punch in the end zone, and the Golden Bears trail 9-6 here at home, and trying to stay in a first place tie atop the New England Football Conference standings. Joe Lermini will do the kicking here, and Connell and Schumann deep to return for the Golden Bears. Western New England moving left to right across your computer screen in this second quarter in the home blue uniforms. Tim Culverhouse here with you on this Saturday afternoon on the Golden Bears Sports Network, powered by the PAC Network, your official home for everything Western New England University athletics. Go to WNEGoldenBears.com for the latest on all Golden Bear athletics. Short kick handled by Schumetz at his own 16-yard line. Waits for the hole to develop. And he picks up solid yardage. He'll be brought down at about the 34. Musco makes the hit. And after about a 6-7 minute break, the Western New England offense comes back out onto the field. So a 17-yard run. Be 1st and 10. Western New England at their own 34-yard line. It looked as though Schumetz was slow to let that play develop, but when he did, he was able to pick up positive yardage. So the Golden Bear offense comes out, trips to the far side left, and now Schumetz goes across the formation in motion. He joins Walls on the right side, and it will be batted down at the line. Getting a piece of that was Gian Ruffin. And Ward has to put that one about a foot higher, as Ruffin was right there to bat it down. 6 feet, 230 pound, communication major from Morristown, New Jersey. able to get a piece of that one. Two wide receivers flexed out to each side of the formation. Now Schumann's across it from right to left. A handoff to Cook. Cook only able to pick up about two. Up front making the hit was Eric Klein.
Ives on the stop.
And Danny Ives.
3rd and 8 from the
So 3rd and 8 now for Western New England. Want a first down here. Don't want to get this Salve offense and especially a tired WNE defense back out onto the field. Walls in motion. Pass is caught by Andrew Walls over the middle, and he has room. He's at the 45, 40, bounces off a tackle, and he's still on his feet. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Western New England. It's Andrew Walls, and it's a flag on the play back in the area of possibly roughing the passer. Ward, 64 yards, finds Andrew Walls, who broke 3 tackles and marched his way into the end zone. It looks as though the penalty will be on Salve Regina. Haven't yet to have an official announcement yet. And we'll see what it is, but Western New England's already setting up for the extra point or 2-point attempt. So we'll see what they say here.
15-yard penalty will be on the track.
So it's a roughing the passer penalty. Western New England obviously will not
Vasquez to snap for the extra point.
Take that. Vasquez to snap. So that penalty will be enforced on the kickoff since it was already after the play had, or the pass had been delivered. And Andrew Walls just broke through about 3 tacklers. And now it will be a normal formation as Western New England set up for 2. They'll go for 1. With the 12-9 lead, this is to make it a 4-point advantage if Patterson can hit it. 3 for 3 last week. And on that one, right down the middle, as he is 16 for 18 on the season. The sophomore from Houston, Texas. 11:41 remaining in the first half. It is 13-9 for Western New England. And the roughing the passer will now be put down for the kickoff coming from Patterson. And that's a strong momentum responding drive from the Golden Bears as they were able to take that very quickly into the end zone on the big play from quarterback Tyler Ward to Andrew Walls, 64-yard touchdown reception. Ward 5 for 8, 93 yards and a touchdown, also sacked once. Kevin Cook, star running back, only 6 carries for 1 yard. Does have a touchdown. He's been brought down the backfield an awful lot. So it'll be a kick right at the 50-yard line. And I heard here in the press box, with this field positioning, maybe we see an onside kick here because there's a very good chance of Patterson just being able to boot it out of the end zone. Terrio and Hume deep to return. So we'll see what Coach Emery has dialed up. If Patterson will just boot it away or maybe try to get one here. Patterson does kick it long. Terrio will let it bounce out of the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. And Salve will take over at their own 20.
Seahawks take over 1st and 10 from their own 25.
And correction, at their own 25-yard line, after the touchback. And that's where Salve will start, now trailing by 4, 13-9. And the offense for Salve Regina still very effective so far this afternoon. 9 first downs, 91 yards on the ground, 41 through the air. Ran 31 plays already for 132 yards. However, the 2 interceptions from Stephen Wilkin, both into the hands of Obi Atuka, nearly returned one for a touchdown to Atuka, but he was wrapped up. And Wilkin to pass once again, and it's almost a one-handed interception by Kyle Jones, as that one almost stuck in his big right hand. That would have been another highlight reel pick for Western New England, but another good pass breakup as Wilkin is continuing to air it out. The rain completely gone. Temperature's still low, but a beautiful day here in October. Wilkin Hand off to Buonacore. Buonacore got about 3 on that one.
Tackled by Solanic.
Solanic on the hit.
And Nolte. Very good.
Nolte in there as well. So a
3rd and 7.
3-yard pickup from Buonacore. 3rd and 7 now for Salve Regina. Noise here at Golden Bear Stadium. Wilkin, 2 wide receivers out to the near side left. It's Hume and also on the left side, Wilkin now having to roll out to his right-hand side. He will be pushed out of bounds right near that first down marker. They'll say he's actually about 2 yards short. There is a yellow flag on the field. We'll see what the penalty will be on. Looks as though it might be on Western New England if that official was talking to the...
Offside on the defense, number 97. Give me a 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
So an offside's called against Western New England. Thought I heard number 97. That would be Travis Kite. So it'll be a 3rd and short now for Salve. This is about where Wilkin went out of bounds. So 3rd and short. Buonacore picks up the first down. Right up the middle on that carry.
Up to the 37. Picked up by Solanic.
The 37-yard line. Solanic on the hit.
Gain of 3 on the play. 1st and 10.
Kite comes out. Molino back in, the normal starting defensive lineman. 3 wide receivers spread out wide, but it's going to be a handoff. Different running back now up the middle. That was Sam Pascal.
Good up to the 42.
Pascal second on this team with 36 rushes.
Gain of 5 on the play. 2nd and 5.
5-yard runs from Sam Pascal. Olsen made the hit, but not before a solid pickup out of the backfield as Buonacore gets a breather. Mahoney and Hume out to the near side left. Another run from Pascal. He met right at the line of scrimmage. Susi flying in from that linebacker position hit him, and Pascal fell forward. Lewis and Edward also on the hit. Another 3rd down for Salve Regina. They've been strong on 3rd down so far today. 5 for 6. Already for Salve. Wilkin drops back to pass. It's going to be a screen to Buonacore. Buonacore cuts back. It's a loose ball. Loose ball. It's going to be picked up by Western New England. The man who caused the fumble, Josh Scary, is able to recover it as Buonacore carried that ball like a loaf of bread, did not protect it. And Scary picks it up. The 3rd turnover already on the afternoon for Salve Regina. And the Golden Bears capitalize. 1st down, Western New England. And they will have it inside their own, inside Salve territory. 9:29 left to go. The offense back out onto the field for the Golden Bears. And we'll see what they have going on this first play. Bad snap. Ward having to improvise, and he just floats it well out of play. And great football knowledge as he avoids the intentional grounding, as that was a broken play. Ward having to recover on that one. Got out of the throwing pocket and then just threw it out in the vicinity of Tucker Shumitz. So it will now be a 2nd and 10 for Western New England. Thought I heard a whistle. That one's caught and completed by Ward to A.J. Cologne. Cologne will be dropped hard by Troy Smith. But a 1st down on 12-yard pickup for Western New England. Ward getting the play calling from the sideline. Ellis to the near side right. Cook in the backfield to the right of Tyler Ward, and spread out is Shumitz, and then also Cologne. Shumitz left to right across the formation. It's going to be a handoff to Cook, and Cook with his best run of the afternoon. Picks up about 5. And prior to that, Cook had been 6 for a yard. So not the best numbers so far, but still a solid pickup. And 2nd and 5 for the Golden Bears. Clock continuing to run. 8:35 left to go. And Davian across the formation. Big week a couple weeks ago. Fake handoff. Ward floats it over the middle looking for his tight end, and the flag comes in coverage for Salve Regina was Josh Morales looking to connect with the tight end for Western New England, Trent Vasey. And it will be a penalty called against Salve.
Holding.
It's a hold.
Nice, first down.
First down, Golden Bears. And Vasey,
Indication is holding. So automatic first down. First and 10, Golden Bears.
15-yard
on
catch
the
earlier in
Salve
this game.
25.
Generally a big contributor on this offense for Western New England are the tight ends, but they have been important today. Vasey, entering today's game, only had 2 catches for 18 yards. He already has 1 for 15 today, and he was targeted once again. One motion for the Golden Bears. It's going to be a handoff using the right-hand side by Ozella. And he'll get about 1, maybe 2 on that pickup.
Conroy the tackle.
Conroy made the hit. Mohamed Kamara into the game now for the Golden Bears in motion. And Dabian on the near side right. Then spread out to the far side left. It is Kamara. And out on that outside receiver position is Andrew Walls. Kamara staying in that left-hand slot. Ward drops back to pass, looks to his right. It's a screen for Ozella. Just out of his hands. A little far in front of him on that pass from Ward. This will be a 3rd and 9 now for the Golden Bears. They have it inside the red zone once again. Ball is spotted at the Salve 19. Western New England left to right across your computer screen in the second quarter, driving after a fumble recovery by Josh Scarry on Dan Buonacor's fumble. Salve did not turn it over last week. They've turned it over 3 times already. Ward evading the pressure. Avoids 1, avoids 2, keeps his eyes upfield, floats it toward the back of the end zone, and it's almost caught, as that was Kevin Cook coming back on the route. It looked like in coverage was a linebacker. That was number 16 for Salve, Ethan Gambali, in coverage. Tough matchup against Kevin Cook. He almost had it. Maybe an appeal for a possible flag, but it'll be a field goal attempt now from the 25-yard line for Patterson. Patterson shanks it, spins it over to the left, and it is no good. So Salve's defense holds, and Patterson did not get a good swing on that one, and it goes way left. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for Salve Regina. As Patterson misses the field goal. So 1st and 10 now for Salve. They'll have it at their own 20-yard line. See what they can do on this drive here. Wilkin with Buonacor in the backfield. Wilkin looking over to his right and wide open, making the catch on that far side. Matthew Trainer.
Up to the 30-yard line.
Right at that first down mark, and they will say he got there. 1st and 10 now for the Seahawks. Wilkin, 2 picks, but throwing the ball an awful lot. 8 for 17. It's going to be a run now to Buonacor. Buonacor spins off 2 tackles, then he'll slip up and fall, but another 10 yards and a first down for Salve.
Olsen on the stop. Fleming on the tackles. Gain of 10 on the play. 1st and 10 from the 40.
1st and 10 from the 40-yard line, so 2 consecutive plays of exactly 10 yards for the Seahawks. Motion across the formation as Salve settles in now. Clock at 7 minutes and counting. Wilkin in the shotgun. Hand off to Buonacor. Once again, he tries the left-hand side, switches hands on the carry, and a bigger pickup on this one, 12 yards. Fleming makes the hit, but Buonacor gouged that one, and it will be a timeout taken by Western New England. And Coach Emery and the defensive coordinator for Western New England not really liking what he saw on that one. And Coach Emery, more of the defensive guy here in his 10th season. Linebackers, Coach Mike Primmer. Defensive line, Pat Welke. And defensive backs, JT Zimmerman. They'll have a discussion with their defense here, as that's 3 plays for 32 yards on this drive, and Salve has taken it from the 20, already inside Golden Bear territory, down to the 48-yard line. Still with the lead are the Golden Bears, 13-9. The clock stopped at 6:55 left to go in this first half. But Salve is driving with a lot of confidence on this one, as 3 straight plays of over 10 yards, giving great field position to the Seahawks in a New England Football Conference matchup. And no more rain here in Springfield. Not expecting much more the rest of the way, but temperatures still very cold, right around 50 degrees. But that is fall in New England for you. After the Western New England timeout, Golden Bears still have 2 left. Salve with all 3. Wilkin will take the shotgun snap at his own 47. And he drops back to pass once again all day. Throws it over the middle, trying to find his intended target, Trainer. He led him too much. Trainer beat the coverage of Obi Atuka. And Atuka with 2 picks already. They're not shying away from him. In terms of the passing game, as Western New England, 3 turnovers caused, 2 picks by Atuka, and a fumble recovery by Josh Scary, as Salve hasn't held on to the ball very much. 2nd and 10. Handoff to Buonacore, and that was sniffed out immediately by Solanic. Solanic and Kyle Jones in the area as well. And they'll say he actually lost a yard on that one. I thought Buonacore might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but they'll say he lost one. So the ball just over midfield at the Golden Bear 49. It's a 3rd and long now for Salve Regina. We're going to get the good play call in here. 15 left on the play clock. It'll be 3rd and 11. 2 wide receivers on each side of the formation for Wilkin. Buonacore in the backfield. Wilkin drops back to pass. He has all day once again. Now he's going to run for it. A lot of running room, and he's going to cut back, and Solanic going for the strip, and he does strip it. That ball is loose on the turf. Everybody pointing each way, of course, and we'll see what the officials can find at the bottom of this dog pile. And Solanic went for that strip, and it will be recovered by... We're waiting to see for it. Western New England! Western New England football. Solanic causes the fumble, and he picks it up. And another instance of Wilkin trying to do too much, as he was right near that first down, kept the legs moving. But Solanic, this sophomore from Rockaway, New Jersey, his 2nd fumble recovery of the season. And that's a big one, as the Golden Bears with a 4-point lead have the ball back once again. Just under 6 minutes left to go. And they'll have it. Good field position. They have it at their own 38. And the Golden Bear offense comes back out onto the field. 4 turnovers for Salve Regina in this first half, after not turning it over last week at all. It's a run. Kevin Cook on the outside. He has room. He cuts back to the 50, spins down, and will be brought down inside Salve Regina territory at the 42. And Kevin Cook, determination on that run, kept the legs moving. He'll get a well-deserved breather. And now the intensity cranks up for Western New England, a 20-yard pickup. 2 running backs in the backfield for quarterback Tyler Ward. It's going to be a handoff to Connell right up the middle. And he'll be driven backwards, but a 6-yard pickup. And Connell with Ozella. Ives makes the hit, but 2nd and 4. Western New England immediately back at the line of scrimmage. Salve scrambling to make some substitutions. But everybody's back out onto the field. 2 in the backfield once again. 2 wide receivers out to the left. Another handoff. This time it's to Ozella right up the middle, and he has room. Cuts back to the right, and the tackle is made by Terrio. But another first down for the Golden Bears. And a great run right up the middle by Ozella, 13 yards. Western New England right back up there. The chains are set. They're ready to go. Cook in motion. Option pitch out to Kevin Cook. He makes one man miss. Going to be wrapped up and pushed out of bounds that time. Gian Ruffin makes the hit. But another pickup of about 4 on that one, as Cook hit the corner on that right-hand side. 4:50 left to go. Clock continuing to move, excuse me. Not a great English sentence on that. Handoff now to Connell. Connell breaks off one tackle. He's at the 10-yard line. And he'll be brought down inside the 10 at about the 7. And Salve Regina has to burn a timeout as Western New England's pressure and speed on this drive has forced head coach Gil Martin to burn one here. And the Golden Bear faithful letting their offense hear it as their intensity and also speed of play here has resulted in some big yardage on consecutive carries. Cook now 9 for 29 and a touchdown. Ozella 2 for 14. And Connell, Salve having to burn a timeout. And they will face a first and goal defensively. Western New England will have it at the 8. And the Golden Bears looking to punch it into the end zone for the third time in this first half. That will do wonders. Salve will receive. Salve will receive the second half kickoff. In a two-possession game going into the halftime. Still a lot of time left. 4:40 left to go, but two-possession lead sounds a lot better than a 4-point advantage here. So off the timeout, first and goal for the Golden Bears at the Salve 7-yard line. Across the formation in motion is Cologne. Connell cuts back to the left-hand side. Ridgely to the right, and he'll be in for a touchdown. It's Nick Connell, the sophomore from East Marion, New York. He puts in his second touchdown of the year. And Western New England now with a 20-9 lead. 6-play, 69-yard scoring drive for the Golden Bears. And they're up 19-9, excuse me. Don't want to get too ahead of myself as the
Chris Heredia to hold.
Extra point attempt coming. Holder Chris Heredia. Garrett Vasquez, a long snapper. Patterson on for the extra point. He's 1 for 1 today. And this one is great kick from Patterson right down the middle. He did miss the field goal before, but it's a 20-9 lead now for Western New England over Salve Regina as the number 1 team in New England playing well in the Sports Information Director's poll. Offensive line. 20-9 the score for Western New England. 4:34 left to go in this first half. Salve will get the ball. Patterson back upfield. He'll kick it to Terrio and Hume. We'll see what they can do here. Patterson's kick from his own 35-yard line. Patterson and Hume inside the 10. And we'll see what they have for a return game here as the Golden Bear defense and special teams has been strong. 4 turnovers for Salve Regina. And Western New England able to have that 20-9 lead. 2 picks from Wilkin. He also has a fumble and a fumble from Dan Wanacore. Obiatuka, 2 picks. Scary and Solanic have the returns. A good kick to Terrio right at the 5-yard line. Now Terrio going across the field. A lot of running room sideways, and the ball is loose once again. And it looks as though Salve may have picked that one up right at the 20-yard line. We'll see who comes out of the pile with it. It is Salve Regina. But ball security for Salve has been an all-time low as a fumble right there, giving Western New England the ball at the 20 would have been a disaster. But Western New England going right for the ball on pretty much every tackle. Almost forced another one. Terrio went from his own 5 on the near sideline and then went out on the far hash mark before finally being brought down, losing the football. Hand off to Buonacore from the shotgun. He'll pick up some solid yardage on the hit. That's Solanic. Salve Regina with 4:10 left to go. The clock continuing to run. Salve with 2 timeouts. Western New England also with 2. No real urgency at the moment. Still a lot of time left on the clock. I'll give him 3 on the carry for Buonacore. It's going to be a pitch to the left-hand side now for Buonacore. He cuts back to the right, and he'll get about a yard on that one. Susi and Solanic swarming on that one, making the hit. So it'll be a 3rd and 6 for Salve Regina. Leading the way defensively for Western New England. Zach Fleming did not play last week. Leads team with 8 tackles. Solanic with 6. Susi with 5. So 3rd and 6 for Salve Regina inside their own 25-yard line. They have it at the 24. Need to get to the 30. Quarterback Wilkin going to scramble for it, and he'll pick up the first down. He needs to get to the 30. Got to the 31. Wilkin gets there. 7-yard run. And Wilkin didn't see anything like downfield. There's good coverage in the secondary for the Golden Bears. But Wilkin uses the ground to pick up the first down. Clock resets, 3:05 left to go. Buonacore up the middle, runs right into his right guard, John Gaffney. He'll get a yard, maybe half a yard on that carry. So 2nd down now for Salve.
2nd and 9 from the 32.
Sean Coverdale in on the hit. 6 tackles, had 1 last week. Averages 1.5 per game. 2nd and 9.5, 10. Dump out pass to Buonacore, and Buonacore will be punched out of bounds. Fleming.
Knocked out of bounds by Fleming.
And that will stop the clock with 2:32 left to go. So only a 2-yard pickup. 3rd and 7 now for Salve Regina. If they don't get it, wouldn't be surprised if Coach Emery takes a timeout to get the ball back. 3rd and 7. Faithful over to our right for Western New England, making some noise, stomping their feet here at Golden Bear Stadium. Wilkin, 2 wide receivers out to the right. He drops back to pass. Buonacore is in the backfield. Wilkin still trembling. He'll be sacked. And we'll have a couple of flags fly into the backfield in the area of holding. We'll see what the call is, but it was a sack on the quarterback, Wilkin. And we'll see what the ruling is here. Holding on the offense. That penalty is declined. We also
declined. The play will stand. It'll be a loss of 6.
So a 6-yard loss.
4th and 13 from the 28.
And Coach Emery does now take a timeout that will stop the clock with 2:07 left to go. And the Golden Bears will get the ball back. About 2 minutes left when the punt finally comes down off the foot of Benjamin Barrett. And Western New England's defense answers the call once again as they only allow 7 yards for Salve Regina on that short drive. So the Golden Bears will have another opportunity to put points on the board, holding a 20-9 lead right now. A missed 2-point conversion is why the number is off for the Golden Bears. They went for 2 and were stuffed. So it's 20-9 in favor of Western New England. Shumitz will return. Barrett to punt. On the season, Ben Barrett averages about 38.5 yards per punt, 6 fair catches, and in warm-ups he was setting up some high spirals. Wouldn't be surprised if Shumitz just waves it down. We'll see what we do here. Barrett. High spiraling punt. Shumitz catches it, loose ball. And it will be recovered by Salve Regina and Tucker Shumitz. Not a good decision that time, as it looked like he was ready to go with the return. And Salve Regina gets a positive break. Bad decision by Shumitz. And now the Golden Bears defense comes back out onto the field. And Salve, after the muff punt, has the ball at their Western New England 40-yard line. And they'll have an opportunity to put points on the board. And if you're Shumitz next time, just put the hand up, call for the fair catch. No need to try to make something out of nothing. He had a defender right in his face, and it's a bad turnover for Western New England. The defense back out onto the field. Wilkin fakes the handoff this time. He goes over the middle, and that one's caught by Trainer. Trainer spins off a hit and falls forward down to the 21-yard line. Scary making the hit. First down for Salve Regina as they're approaching the red zone. Clock runs after the chains are reset. 1:45 left to go. Buonacore runs it up the middle. He'll be brought down on the hit by Mike Stazewitz. So a 2-yard run sends up 2nd and 8 now for Salve Regina. Western New England only with 1 timeout. Salve with 2. And Salve letting the clock run still. Two wide receivers on each side of the formation, bunched on the far side. Right for Wilkin. Wilkin drops back to pass. Stazowitz applying the pressure, and Wilkin spins that one out right at the first down marker on the great comeback route to Trainer.
Steps out of bounds at the 9.
So another first down pickup for Salve. Regina will be first and goal at the Golden Bear 9. 10-yard pickup from Wilkin. And we'll see if Western England has another turnover in them. As what a change in a sequence of events as the Golden Bears had a chance to put points on the board, maybe have a 3-possession lead, and now make it a 2-possession lead. Now Salve knocking on the door. Wilkin all day to pass over the middle, looking to connect with his wide receiver Mahoney, and they will say it is a touchdown. Mahoney sliding down on that low pass from the quarterback Stephen Wilkin, and it's now a 20-15 lead for the Golden Bears. Still a minute 9 left to go on the clock, and looks as though the offense will stay out onto the field here, going for 2 to make it a 2-point game, or make it a field goal game.
Seahawks will attempt the 2-point
if the Seahawks can convert here. Trips to the far side right, empty backfield for Wilkin. Wilkin goes to the left-hand side, and that is caught by Buonacore right in between the coverage, and it is good. So a minute 9 left to go, 20-17, and what a change of momentum there for the Golden Bears after Schumann's muffs the punt. And now Western New England only with a 3-point lead. Salve will receive the second half kickoff. And unless Western New England can put one in the end zone here, Salve Regina will have an opportunity to take the lead on the first possession of the next half. But that was a very quick drive for the Seahawks. And we'll see what Western New England can do here. Schumann's last week broke one 83 yards for a touchdown after Coast Guard had made it a 14-7 lead for the Golden Bears. Maybe you can break one here. We'll see what happens on this kickoff. It will be Gellermini to kick for Salve, and Connell along with Schumann's back deep to return for the Golden Bears. Gellermini, the right foot, boots that one, spins to Connell. He takes it at his own 12-yard line. He's going to run to his right. Connell looking for blockers. He has some room on the sideline. He's still inside the sideline, and he's down to the 40-yard line. Keeps going. He'll be brought down at the 30, and a great return by Nick Connell. I don't see any flags on the field, and the Golden Bears, with 57 seconds left to go, will have great field position as Connell waited for the coverage to develop, and he brings it down all the way to the Salve 30. Absolutely right. Incredible return. As Connell kind of slowed up a bit, waiting for those blockers and get the wedge on that special teams in the kick return. Now Western New England 30 yards away from the Salve Regina end zone. 57 seconds left, one timeout for the Golden Bears. Davian in motion across the formation left to right. And Ward's pass will be tipped at the line of scrimmage. Getting a piece of that was Hayden Stanton. Stanton, 6'2", 240. That's a big man up front that Ward has to get it over. And Ward, 5'11", 180. We'll see what 0-0 score behind us in the women's soccer game. We'll have that updated at halftime. But it only took 3 seconds, so 2nd and 10. Trips to the far side left for Ward. Ward looking in that direction. Now it's a handoff to Cook. Cook with room. A flag out onto the field. Cook keeping the legs moving. The clock will stop on the flag in the area of holding, and that's what it's going to be on Western New England. And they'll get the right guard, Nick Van Odenhove, senior. So 2nd and 20. Western New England moving backwards. 46 seconds left on the clock. We'll see if Coach Emery goes the conservative play call or if he's still trying to put points in the end zone. Clock will start running now. 40 seconds left. Trips to the far side left for Ward, and he has in the right-hand side Walls, and Davian moves to the right side slot. Ward running through his progression. A lot of room. That one is Passed and nearly intercepted. That was tipped at the line once again. Diving down, almost picking it off, was Josh Morales. Not sure who got a piece of that at the line of scrimmage for Salve Regina. And Stanton once again getting that big mitt on it. And it's now 3rd and 20 for the Golden Bears. Clock stopped at 28 seconds left to go. This may be a draw play right here on 3rd and 20. We'll see what we have. Maybe try to get into field goal range. Ward drops back to pass. He has time. Floats it over the middle, looking for Davian. Pass was behind him and high. Incomplete. So 4th down and 20 from the 40. And we will see Ian Kennedy come out for a punt. And the strong return of Nick Connell on the kickoff results in a 3-and-out for the Golden Bears. A golden opportunity for the Golden Bears. Just couldn't find the plays, and the holding penalty hurt. So Kennedy to punt. A high, spiraling, wobbling punt. Be caught at the 15, and actually Terrio wanted to return. He'll be bumped out of bounds by Kevin Degnan. And it looks as though this will be the way the first half ends. A 4-yard return for Terrio.
First and 10 Seahawks from their own 18.
So they'll have it at their own 18. 16 seconds left. Both teams less than full timeouts. 1 for Western New England, 2 for Salve Regina. And I think we're going to see a couple of knees here, at least one knee for Salve. And as I said, that the Salve coaching staff makes their way from above the press box now down to the sideline. So don't think we're going to see much here. But still out of the shotgun. Wilkin. It's going to be a handoff to Buonacore. Buonacore with some running room. He's going to be brought down at the 32-yard line with 7 seconds left.
Very good, up to the 32.
It'll be a first down for Salve. They do not take a timeout. Look, they're going to try to get one more play off. 2, 1, and they do. So this will be the last play of the half. Maybe some magic here. Alex Hume with it. He'll be wrapped up after a 10-yard pickup. Make that a 9-yard pickup. So some fantasy stats added for quarterback Wilkin and Hume, but with the whistle, that will be the end of the first half. Western New England with a 20-7 lead, but a couple of missed opportunities to add on to their lead in the waning moments of the first half. And while they only have a 3-point lead headed into the locker room against Salve Regina, and the Seahawks will receive the second half kick. And we'll have that action for you in a breakdown of the first half statistics. And as we make our way to halftime here at Golden Bears Stadium, Western New England with a 20-7 lead over Salve Regina in a New England Football Conference battle. You're watching this game live on the Golden Bears Sports Network, powered by the PAC Network, with special thanks to the Office of Alumni Affairs and Alumni Association of Western New England University. This is Tim Culverhouse with you on this Saturday afternoon. 20-minute halftime, and then we'll be back about 15 minutes from now as the Golden Bears and Salve Regina Seahawks will make their way to the second half. Salve will receive the opening kickoff in quarter number 3 here on GBSM. We'll step aside and let you hear the sounds of the stadium and the performances at halftime here in Springfield. And we'll step aside here. Tim Culverhouse on GBSM. We'll be right back in a little bit for a breakdown of the first half and preview of half number 2 between Western New England and Salve Regina University here on GBSN.
At the half, Wesleyan 7, Bates 3. Also at the half, Colby 3, Amherst 0. At the half, Norwich 28, Mount Ida 7. At the half, Endicott 20, Nichols 0. At the half, WPI 23, Union 0. In the second, Trinity 14, Tufts 7. And in the first, Coast Guard 7, Curry 0. Fans, here are some first half statistics. Team statistics, team rushing net yards, Salve Regina 161, Golden Bears 81. Passing net yards, Salve Regina 104, Golden Bears 105. Individual stats for Salve, leading rusher Dan Buonacore has 24 carries for 121 yards and 1 touchdown. The Golden Bears, Kevin Cook, 9 carries, 36 yards and 1 touchdown. For Salve, Stephen Wilkin, 13 of 23 with 2 interceptions for 104 yards and 1 touchdown. For the Golden Bears, Tyler Ward is 6 for 15 for 105 yards and 1 touchdown. Leading receivers for Salve, Alex Hume has 6 catches for 45 yards. The Golden Bears, Andrew Waltz has 1 catch for 64 yards and 1 touchdown. Leading tacklers for Salve, Troy Smith has 5 total, 2 unassisted. For the Golden Bears, Zach Fleming has 9 total, 5 unassisted. Rob Solanic has 7 total, 2 unassisted, and Dean Susi has 7 total with 1 unassisted. Recapping the first half scoring, Golden Bears scored at the 5:54 mark of the first on a Kevin Cook 3-yard run. 2-point conversion attempt failed. It was a 5-play, 18-yard drive, taking 1:45 off the clock. Salve scored an Eric Klein safety at the 2:49 mark, and then scored again at 12:27 of the second on a 3-yard run by Dan Buonacore, with Jackie Hurley with the point after. It was a 13-play, 59-yard scoring drive, taking 5 minutes, 22 seconds. Golden Bears scored at 11:41 of the second on a Andrew Wall 64-yard pass from Tyler Ward. Kevin Patterson with the point after. A 3-play, 66-yard scoring drive, taking 46 seconds. Golden Bears scored again at 4:34 on a Nick Connell 7-yard run. Kevin Patterson with the point after. A 6-play, 62-yard scoring drive, taking a minute 23. Seahawks closed out the first half scoring at the 1:09 mark on a Mike Mahoney 9-yard pass from Stephen Wilkin. Wilkin's conversion pass to Buonacore was good. It was a 4-play, 40-yard scoring drive, taking 52 seconds.
Yeah, Ian!
Everyone went home. They asked us at the last rehearsal if we were even going to be here, and like 98% of the band was like, no.
Hey, okay, Pat. Is that your first touchback of the season?
And it was still raining pretty much up until like the end of the second quarter. And at that point, we probably wouldn't have stayed. We would have left. Huh? Yep.
Hold on.
To avoid this problem, like during all the other games except for this one, people are okay. We can record them online.
What's going on over here? You guys on radio?
Oh!
Alrighty, we are back here inside Golden Bears Stadium, a couple minutes before halftime ends, and a 20-17 lead for the Western New England University Golden Bears over Salve Regina University. And Western New England had several opportunities in those last couple of minutes to add on to their lead. They muffed a punt, then had great field position before going 3-and-out at their own 30, and Salve has continued to stick around in this game. We'll get to the breakdown of the first half in a minute. Just quickly look around the rest of the New England Football Conference scoreboard. Our game here, 20-17, Western New England over Salve Regina. Endicott with a 20-0 lead over Nichols. That game is at Endicott up in Beverly, just entering the early moments of the third quarter. And then Coast Guard late in the first quarter with a 7-0 lead over Curry. And that's the rest of the action going on around the NEFC. And then in terms of Western New England University athletics, the Golden Bears men's soccer team played to a 1-1 tie with Endicott earlier this morning. And the women's team behind us is right behind us at Supernaut Field. They are tied 0-0 heading into the first half. Tim Culverhouse with you here. On this Saturday afternoon, we have Hannah doing the graphics and Arthur working the camera as Western New England is in a 2017 game here with Salve. In the first half, team statistics as Salve 17 first downs compared to 8 for Western New England, 32 rushes, 161 yards for the Seahawks. Western New England 105 on the ground. It's been turnovers for the Golden Bears that they have been able to capitalize on. One lost fumble for Western New England on that muff punt by Tucker Shumitz, but Salve Regina, 2 lost fumbles, one from Buonacore, the running back, one from Wilkin, the quarterback, and then Buonacore has also thrown 2 picks, both to Obi Atuka. He returned one 58 yards and caught the other one at the 1-yard line as the Golden Bears have held on to the football except for that one instance. Time of possession has been in favor of Salve Regina, almost 2-1. 19:53, 10:07 for Western New England. Third down, 7 for 11 for Salve. All the stats lean their way except for the one that matters most. That's the score. 20-17 individual leaders for this one as the Golden Bears have done pretty effectively. They've spread the ball out an awful lot as Western New England has 6 for 15. Tyler Ward, 105 yards and a touchdown. He's also been sacked once. Kevin Cook, the leading rusher, 9 carries for 29 yards and a touchdown. Nick Connell, 4 for 27 and a touchdown. And the Golden Bears with the lead 22-7 on those 2 touchdown runs by Cook and Connell and the pass from Tyler Ward. Receiving-wise, it has been 6 different receivers that Ward has hit on his passes. Walls, Vasey, Cologne, Durkin, Cook, and Shumitz. The long one, Andrew Walls, 64-yard touchdown run after the catch as Western New England has the 20-7 lead on the other side of the ball for Salve Regina. Wilkin, 13 for 23, 2 picks and a touchdown. Hume, the leading receiver, 6 catches, 45 yards. Trainer, 4 for 44. And then Mahoney has a catch and a touchdown on a 9-yard reception. Rushing-wise, Buonacore has torched the Western New England defense. 24 carries, 118 yards, and a touchdown. Wilkin under center, in the shotgun most of the time, 6 carries, 37 yards, and a touchdown. His long of 16 yards. But then the fumbles, Wilkin lost one, Buonacore lost one, Terrio lost one on a kick return, but it was recovered by Salve Regina, so no harm there. But defensively, we'll take it to Western New England's side. Fleming leads the way with 9 tackles, including 5 solos. Solanic has a fumble recovery. Ituka has 2 interceptions. Josh Scarry has a fumble recovery. Stasowitz and Coverdale combined for a sack. And then on the Salve Regina side of the ball, defensively they're led by Troy Smith. He has 5, a couple of booming hits from earlier today. Terrio with 4, Klein with 4, Morales with 4. And Klein also with that sack that resulted in a safety of Western New England quarterback Tyler Ward. So that's a look at the first half statistics here between Western New England University and Salve Regina University, Golden Bears in Springfield. And that's where we are this afternoon at Golden Bears Stadium here on the Golden Bears Sports Network. Tim Culverhouse with you on this Saturday afternoon. We've got Hannah on graphics, Arthur on the camera, and we're just about ready to go with this second half. Salve won the opening coin toss. They deferred, so they will receive the second half kick, trailing by a field goal. And I've mentioned it a couple of times, but I'll say it once again just in case you're just joining us here on GBSN. Salve Regina yet to attempt a field goal this year, so expected to see a lot of fourth down opportunities so far today for Salve. Fourth down, they've yet to have to attempt one. They are 0 for 1 on fourth down. I apologize. Western New England has punted on each of their fourth down opportunities. Penalties, 2 for 25 for the Seahawks, 4 for 26 for the Golden Bears. And Western New England will be on defense to start once again. Offensive statistics, nothing really jumping off the page for the Golden Bears, but still able to hold on to a 3-point lead as Western New England makes their way back out onto the field. Western New England and the home team, blue uniforms with white numbers, gold trim, dark blue helmets. Salve Regina, the visitors, the Seahawks in white, blue numbers, green trim, and the royal blue helmets, SR in gray. For the visiting Seahawks, Patterson to kick once again, and it will be Hume and also Mitch Graziano to return instead of Phil Terrio. Interesting to not see him go for a return, as we are just about ready to roll here in the second half. Western New England with the 3-point lead over Salve Regina in a big NEFC battle. Golden Bears 2-0 in conference play. Salve 1-1. And Western New England off to their best start in program history. 4-0 on the season. First time ever that this team has started 4-0. Can they make it 5? We'll see. Second half underway. Kick all the way to Graziano. Nearly stepped out of bounds at the 4, but he starts the return. He's going to work down the sideline. He has running room, and he's still going, but he actually stepped out of bounds. And then Graziano ran right over the kicker, Patterson. Patterson looked okay. Graziano kept the legs moving. Didn't hear the whistle, but he did step out of bounds at the, we'll see where the officials finally mark him, at the 34-yard line of Salve Regina. And that is where their first drive will start. And the Western New England defense is pumped up after seeing their kicker get run over unnecessarily on the long return by Graziano. Also listed as the backup quarterback. He was a quarterback on the roster, but he's wide receiver this season with Wilkin taking the shotgun snap. First play of the second half is a handoff to Buonacore. He has a lot of running room. He breaks a stiff arm. He's still going. Another stiff arm, keeping the feet moving. He's down to the 20-yard line, and he's finally brought down on the hit for Western New England, Jerome Wilson. But a big carry, 48 yards for Dan Buonacore, and that sideline is ready to go. One play, 48 yards, already inside Western New England territory, already inside the Western New England red zone. On one play, And it's another handoff, this time instead going to Sam Pascal.
Pascal on the carry.
And he'll get about 5 on
Down
the
to the
carry.
14 gain of 5.
And Pascal, the secondary back today. Haven't seen Kari Halliburton or James Dawson.
And Stasiewicz on the stop.
4 rushers combined for this for the Salve Regina team all year. Only seen 2 so far, Pascal, but then the big workload to Dan Buonacore. Wilkin will have it. Ball at the Golden Bear 14. It is 2nd and 5. High snap, handoff to Pascal. He cuts back to the right.
Pascal,
And the ball is loose.
by Stasiewicz.
And
Fumble on the play.
looks as though Salve Regina comes up with it. Another loose ball. Pascal dropped it before
Covered by
being
Salve,
brought down.
to the 12, gain of 2.
So a
Third
2-yard pickup, 3rd and 3 now for the Seahawks. Trailing by 3, not even a minute and a half into this third quarter on this first drive for Salve. And they're already deep inside Golden Bear territory. Need to get down to the 9-yard line. They're at the 12. 3rd and 3. Shotgun pass over the middle. Caught, and it will be touchdown Salve. And a catch pass behind him, but Trainer rearranges the body. And Wilkin connects on the 12-yard
6-yard scoring drive.
touchdown. 4 plays, 67 yards. And Western New England is now trailing 23 to 20.
Early on to attempt the point after.
Hurley on for the extra point. Make it a 4-point lead. And just like that, Salve Regina punches Western New England in the mouth. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 13:26 left to go in the third quarter. And Salve with a 24 to 20 lead over Western New England. Now we'll see what the Golden Bear offense can do. That was the first attempted knockout blow we've seen from either team, as Salve just comes down, marches down the throat of the Golden Bears. Started off with the big run of Dan Buonacore. He has been the leader for Salve Regina offensively. 25 carries, 165 yards, a touchdown, and that long run of 47 on the first play of the third quarter. That set up Salve Regina deep inside Golden Bear territory. So Tyler Ward in the offense, pending the kick, will be out momentarily. Connell and Schumitz deep to return for the Golden Bears. Gellermini to do the kicking, for the Seahawks. Western New England trailing for the first time this afternoon, 24 to 20 to Salve Regina. Spinning kick, grabbed by Connell at about the 12-yard line. He cuts to the right once again. Now he's going to be swarmed up and brought down in the middle. Going for the ball, making the hit, was Nathan Gonzalez. 10-yard return. And Connell,
tackled by Russo.
swapped up by Gonzalez and Russo.
Gonzalez.
Also Paul Ciarvino.
First and 10 Golden Bears from row 22.
So it'll be 1st and 10 Western New England at their own 22-yard line. So Western New England backs against the walls here. But still an awful lot of time left in this one. Trailing by 4. Ward leads the offense back out onto the field. He sends Schumitz in motion across the formation. It's going to be a decoy as Cook has the handoff. No, it's actually a quarterback keeper. Excuse me. That fooled me. And it's Ward with the pickup right around 10 yards. Fooled the camera as well. I was watching Cook, and I saw him get wrapped up in the backfield, and then all of a sudden I realized he doesn't have the ball. And it wasn't on the ground, so that's when I turned my attention to the rest of the pile. Cook with a stutter step. He keeps the legs moving. He's still on his feet, and he's going to pick up another first down. He drags a host of defenders, including Musco, for Salve Regina. A 13-yard carry and 2 consecutive first downs for the Golden Bears on 2 different plays. The running game getting going now for Western New England in this third quarter. Ball is spotted at the 46-yard line. Ruffin made the hit along with Smith. 1st and 10 Western New England. Cologne in motion, right to left across the formation. Western New England going left to right. Ward drops back to pass. He's looking deep, trying to connect with his wide receiver Andrew Walls along that left-hand sideline. Unable to do so. In coverage looked like that was Musco on the far side. And Ward led his receiver, but Musco was in good coverage. And Walls could not beat it. Second on the team with 11 catches entering today. As the sun has come out, no rain in the forecast. It's still cold, but a beautiful day now here in Springfield. Handoff to Kevin Cook. Almost lost that handoff, and he'll be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Bunch of defenders in there. Danny Ives. And also Josh Morales making the hit. So 3rd and 10 now for the Golden Bears. Having it at the 46-yard line on their own side of the field. Western New England, a little first down here. Ward gets the play call. He trips to the near side right. Shumitz in the slot. That's cool. And then spread out to the far side. That is Davian. Cross the formation. And Shumitz on the left-hand side, still in motion. That ball's going over the top. It's Shumitz. And a great play at the end. Broken up from behind. That was Troy Smith. He never turned. But that ball just hit him in the arm. Shumitz had him beat. If Ward puts that about 2 yards in front of Shumitz, he runs in and possibly just waltzes into the end zone for a touchdown. Still a great play by Troy Smith, the senior from Madison, Connecticut, Daniel Hand High School. Had a pass breakup a week ago, add one there. And it's a punt now for Western New England. Back deep to return is Terrio. The punt coming from Ian Kennedy. High spiraling kick sends Terrio inside his own 10-yard line. And he will be spinning around. Looked like a block in the back, none coming. Terrio still on his feet. And being smoked from behind on the kick coverage, that was Kevin Degnan. He was completely hit from behind. No flag coming in. So Terrio gets the return. He gets it up to the 23-yard line. A 16-yard return for Salve with an opportunity to make this a 2-possession game. Salve Regina offense. Big drive on their first possession. It started with a Dan Buonacore 40-plus yard run. And he's in the backfield once again with Wilkin. And the handoff's going to go to Buonacore. He cuts to his left, now back to his right, spins forward, picks up about 2.
Carry up to the 25, gain of 2.
So Buonacore, positive yardage. Be 2nd and 8 now for Salve Regina. 11 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Salve with the 24-20 lead. Western New England has played from behind early this season. They've been able to come back and get the victory. We'll see what they can do today. Wilkin looking now to pass all day. Only 3 rushers. That ball sent over the top looking for a Trainer just over his head. In coverage, that was Barrios, the safety, sliding over, make that cornerback. He broke from his coverage. He was in the vicinity, but that ball was out of the reach of Trainer. So now it'll be a 3rd down for Western England, or for Salve, 3rd and 8. Had the graphic up there. Hannah is working overtime today. That's awesome. 3rd and 8. I'll keep you up with the clock, but 3rd down and 8 for Salve Regina. Trips to the near side left for Wilkin. Takes the snap, and it's going to be a short one to Hulme, trying to get blockers in front of him, and he'll be tripped up short of the first down. Swarming in for the Golden Bears was Solanic off the line. Also Olsen in the area, so the defense holds 3 and out for Salve. And they will be forced to punt with Benjamin Barrett coming out, and Tucker Shumitz will love some redemption here for Western New England after muffing the punt. And in the punt formation, the snap low. Handled by Barrett. He has to take an extra step. Nearly blocked. Still getting it off. Shumitz now decides to just hang on to it. And then Shumitz takes the bounce, and he will pick it up. That play was blown dead immediately by the official once it seemed as though Western New England was not going to return it.
Barrett's kick is down at the 35.
So it's down to 35, but almost a blocked punt and a low snap.
36 yards on the kick.
36-yard kick.
Golden Bears take a 1st and 10 from their own 35.
We'll have it at the 36-yard line of their own side of the field. So Western England offense back out onto the field for the second drive of this third quarter. And it's Ward in the backfield. He has Cook. And Coach Emery still giving it to the official, asking why that play was blown dead before Schumann's was allowed to make an attempt at a return. And we are ready to go right now. 2 wide receivers on each side of the formation. DJ Ellis spread out to the far side left along with Cologne. Walls now moving inside. It's going to be an option pitch to Kevin Cook. Cook has a lot of blockers, and he's free. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Kevin Cook takes it from his own 36-yard line into the end zone. 64 yards for a touchdown, and Western New England answers right back and regains the lead, 26-24. A great play call. Cook on the right side on that option. Received the pitch from Tyler Ward, and see ya. Great blocking up front by the receivers. That was Walls and Schumann's. Cleared the path and just cleared the road, and almost catching up to him was Matt Conroy, the linebacker, but Kevin Cook with a big run for a touchdown. Extra point opportunity is good. Just inside that right upright. So with 9:56 left to go in the third quarter, already seen 2 touchdowns in these first 5 minutes and 4 seconds. And it's Western New England regaining a lead, 27-24 over Salve, Regina. Golden Bears and Seahawks, you're watching this game live on the webcast here on Golden Bears Sports Network, powered by the PAC Network. Special thanks to the Office of Alumni Affairs Alumni Association for powering today's broadcast with Kevin Cook on the huge run for Western New England. What is Patrick saying? Something like that. So it will be another kickoff here for Western New England. Deep to return is the wide receiver for Salve Regina, Mitch Graziano, and then also Alex Hume. Graziano had what looked to be a big return a moment ago, but he stepped out of bounds. So it will be a kickoff here coming from Patterson. A right-footed boot at his own 35, right at Graziano. He backs it up and catches it at his own 6. Graziano cuts to his right. A couple of defenders missed, and then brought down and making the hit for the Golden Bears was Nick Connell. Or that might have been Fenton Deskis, 2 number 32s for the Golden Bears. Not sure which one that was, but nonetheless, it will be 1st and 10 now for Salve Regina. They'll start with the ball at their own 27-yard line.
Kevin Cook is now the all-time leading rusher in Western New England history.
And the announcement made, Kevin Cook, that 64-yard run has become the all-time leading rusher.
3,431 career yards, breaking the record held by Marvin Langley. Congratulations, Kevin.
Over 3,400 yards for Kevin Cook in his Western New England career, the leading rusher in program history. An outstanding accomplishment for that young man, the senior captain on this team. And I'm sure that individual accolade is exciting, but he would love a win here this afternoon against a very good Salve Regina team that has had Western New England's number the last couple of seasons. Run by Buonacore, picks up 4. Make that 3, 2nd and 7. Another handoff to Buonacore, makes one defender miss. Western New England going right for that ball, and why not at this point? Molino swarms and gets the tackle. Also in the vicinity making the hit was Susi, and Walter Lewis flying in. So it'll be 3rd and 3 now for Salve Regina. The ball spotted at the Seahawk 33-yard line. Need to get to the 37. Make it a 3rd and 4. Trips to the far side right for the quarterback Wilkin. He has Buonacore in the backfield. Hard count. Nobody jumps. Wilkin with 8 left on the play clock. Takes the snap. Clean pocket. Lot of running room. Now he's going to round it to his left. Trying to be chased down and brought down from behind by Steve Molino. And Molino gets him right at the line of scrimmage. And it's another punt coming here for the Seahawks. And Molino, great job shedding his block, chasing down the quarterback, and bringing him down for no gain. And Benjamin Barrett on the punt now for Salve Regina. Schumann's deep to return. And energy back on the Golden Bears sideline after an early score gave Salve the lead. Low snap last time. This one is handled, nearly blocked. A couple of hands getting a piece of that. Schumann's deep to return, catches at his own 27-yard line, cuts to his left, stays on his feet, and then he will be driven backwards. Making the hit for Salve was James Dawson. Dawson drove him back, so Western New England will take over. Actually, correction, that was Ethan Gambali. 16, not 15. No, that was 15. Never mind, I was right the first time. With the numbers bunched up on those jerseys, it was 15 Dawson, because I could see Gambali make his way out onto the field. So 1st and 10 now for Western New England. They have it at their own 31. To another pitch play. No, it's a keeper actually to Ward. He faked the pitch to Schumann's. Get about 1, so 2nd and 9 for Western New England. Danny Ives makes the hit, and Hayden Stanton as well. 2nd and 9, Western New England keeping the tempo up. Not quite the light speed we saw in that drive at the end of the second quarter. It's going to be an inside handoff to Kevin Cook. He'll be brought down. And a face mask coming in on that one, absolutely. Stanton, head down, pretty much knows that. So it looks like it'll be a face mask called against Salve Regina and a first down via the penalty for the Golden Bears. That's a 15-yarder. March it off. The personal foul one. First down Western New England after the penalty. So 1st and 10 Western New England at the 47. Golden Bears taking advantage of that. 1st and 10, another option. This time it's to Cook on that right-hand side. Cook took a foot to the head. Connell on the block got Josh Morales low and spun at him. 4-yard pickup for Cook. You don't really see a foot to the head in football very often at that angle, but didn't stop the running back. Now 2 in the backfield. It's Connell and Ozella. And Ozella in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Connell off the left-hand side. Cuts back to the right. Has some daylight and pushes forward to be brought down at the 45. Ruffin makes the hit. But a very patient run by Nick Connell there. Picked up 4 yards. And he recognized that left side there was very little room. So it'll be a 3rd and 2 now for the Golden Bears at the 45-yard line of Salve Regina. Needs to get to the 43. 2 to the right for Ward in the wide receiver aspect as Indavia moves across the formation from right to left. And it's going to be a handoff to Ozella. And Ozella will be brought down in the backfield by Matt Conroy. And Conroy had a big game last week, and now it's decision time for Coach Emery. 2-yard loss, 4th and 4. Will be punt team, or will they keep the offense out on the field? And now the punt team comes out onto the field. It's right around midfield that coaches at any level, maybe not as much in the NFL, but in the collegiate and high school level, it will be a 4th and 4 now for Western New England. Kennedy to punt. Terrio deep to return. He's inside his own 15. High, booming, spiraling kick. Terrio is going to have it bounce into the end zone. Smart play by the returner, Phil Terrio. And a good punt that time from Ian Kennedy. 47 yards, and it goes into the end zone, but only 27 net because it will go out for a touchback. So Salve will regain possession. They'll have it at their own 20-yard line. Clock stopped. 5:29 left to go in this third quarter. It's Western New England 27, Salve 24 here on the Golden Bears Sports Network, powered by the Pack Network. Golden Bears defense has held strong, except for a couple of big plays. And it's an empty backfield set to start. Trips to the right. Blonicore flexed out in the slot on the left-hand side for the quarterback, Stephen Wilkin. Wilkin, empty backfield, passes it. It is complete and caught to Trainer. Trainer still on his feet, keeps the feet moving and drags the pile. And he'll pick up 12. It'll be a first down just like that for Salve. So 1st and 10 for Salve Regina. Atuka, who has 2 picks already, made the hit. So a 13-yard pitch and catch. Buonacore now back in his regular spot. Actually, make that. He is not. He's now on the right side of the formation in the wide receiver position. Trips to the near side left for Wilkin. He's looking over to his left, and he finds Buonacore. It is tipped, but Buonacore reels it in and steps out of bounds in front of Josh Scarry.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
6-yard pass is Wilkin. Over 120 yards on the day. Be a 2nd and 6 going. Empty backfield set now for the Seahawks as Buonacore is in that left-hand side slot and trips to the left once again. Same formation. Western New England brings pressure. Pass over the middle. That one's complete to Trainer. Man coverage and tackled there by number 25, Jerome Wilson for Western New England. Or make that a Tuca, excuse me.
The 13 on the play. 1st and 10. Seahawks at the Golden Bear 48.
That is a Tuca, yes. 26, not 25. Bunch numbers are wreaking havoc on the broadcaster's vision. Empty backfield. Wilkin, plenty of time. Now he's scrambling, cuts out to his left. That one's coming back. That's a hold, but it's a pass completed to Derek Sarfo Darko.
However, flags on the play.
There is a flag on the play, and I think it's coming back with a hold. We'll wait for the official ruling, but it's right in that area, and it looked as though Solanic was unable to shed his block, and here comes the official ruling.
Holding on the 50. 10-yard first down.
Penalty called on Jimmy D, the left tackle. So it'll be 2nd and 20 now for Salve. That backs him up 10 yards. 1st and 20. I'll correct myself as well. So 1st and 20. That was number 50 on the tackle, or on the penalty, Jimmy D. It'll be 1st and 20 now for Salve Regina inside their own territory. The ball is spotted at their own 42. Run for Buonacore right up the middle. It was a draw play.
Initial contact by Coverdale.
Solid pickup right there. I'll get about 8.
Also Jones on the stop carry up to the 48.
Jones
6, 2nd and
and
14.
Kyle Jones making the hit. So a 6-yard pickup, excuse me. Buonacore approaching 200 yards on the ground. And he's very likely to get over that. 2nd down and 14 for Salve Regina. Empty backfield. Wilkin in the shotgun all day once again. Western New England not able to get much. And now shedding a block. There is pressure. Couple of possible holds. That one goes through the hands of Sarfo Darko.
Intended for Sarfo Darko.
Stazowitz, excuse me, along with Kevin Degnan were applying pressure up front. And that was in the hands of Sarfo Darko, but unable to bring it in. So it sets up a 3rd and long now for Salve Regina. The ball is inside their territory at the 48. They need to get down to the Western New England 38. So a 3rd and 14, 3:22 left to go in a fast-moving third quarter. 3-point lead for Western New England. Wilkin, empty backfield, not much pressure. That one's put over the middle, and a sliding catch caught by number 20, Buonacore. And a 1st down for Salve Regina. Great ball from Wilkin as he able to put that one in between the zone coverage. And find his running back sliding down for a 1st down pickup on 3rd and 14. Now in the backfield is Pascal. He's running it right up the middle. Tripped up and not before a pickup of about 7. And Pascal just put the head down and ran full steam. Kyle Jones on the stop.
7, gain of 5, 2nd and 5.
It'll be a 2nd and 5, excuse me. Salve bring a lot of empty sets in the backfield to start this drive. Now they put in Pascal. 2 wide receivers out to the right. Fake handoff. Wilkin under pressure. Solanic's in the area. Forces an early throw. And it goes out of bounds. Wilkin looking for Mahoney. And Solanic did a good job of not biting on a couple of fakes and kept right up with the quarterback, Wilkin. And nearly brought him down for a sack. So another 3rd down opportunity for Salve Regina so far today. They have been very good. 9 of 15 on 3rd down conversions. Not a good number defensively for the Golden Bears, but Salve on 3rd downs and even 3rd and longs have picked it up. So we'll be a 3rd and 5. Ball at the 27-yard line. Probably 4 down territory for the Seahawks. Trips to the near side left. Empty backfield. Wilkins shotgun snap. Sends that one over the top looking for Buonacore. And he catches it right on that sideline. Got both feet in. Another first down. In on coverage. That was Fleming. He played off of him just enough. And Wilkins floated that one over the top of the first layer in that linebacker area. And found Buonacore right on the sideline for a first down. So it's 1st and goal now for Salve Regina. The ball at the 9. Empty set. Once again, trips to the near side left for Wilkin. Takes the snap, now looking out to his right. Pressure, and he floats that one up for Buonacore. And he almost adjusts and reconfigures his body, but it's incomplete.
Pressured by Susi, brings up 2nd and goal from the 9.
Susi in the linebacker position broke through the offensive line, applied the pressure, forced an earlier throw that I'm sure Wilkin would have liked. But Wilkin 20 for 33, 2 picks, 2 touchdowns, 190 yards. 27-24 the lead for Western New England. It's 2nd and goal, minute 58 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Wilkin rolling out to his right now, stays the width, applying the pressure. That one will be tipped, and a great defensive play on that far side by Zach Fleming. Got it by Dan Buonacore. That's who the pass was intended to. And Fleming jumped up and got a piece of that pass, set up a 3rd and goal now from the 9 for Salve Regina. Clock stopped at a minute 53 left to go. Seahawks have at least abandoned the running game these last couple of plays, and they're going to do it once again unless Wilkin runs on his own. Shotgun, empty set, throws it out to the left. It's a pick play. Hume walks in the end zone for a touchdown. And that was a well-designed play. Wide receiver screen. Alex Hume, he cut right behind Mahoney, who had the lead block. And in coverage, Western New England could not recover. 13 plays, 80 yards, and into the end zone for Salve, as they have regained the lead, 30-27 now the score.
Hurley on to attempt the point after.
Hurley on for the extra point to make it a 4-point lead for Western New England. A blocked field goal here, or blocked point would be huge. Give Patterson an opportunity to tie it. Snap, kick is good. So it will be a 4-point lead for Salve Regina. A minute 48 left in this 3rd quarter. As Wilkin throws his 3rd touchdown of the day. He connects with Hume, this team-high 8th catch, 58 yards and 1 touchdown. Trainer leads all receivers for Salve Regina with 82 yards on 7 catches. Mahoney had the other touchdown reception off the arm of Wilkin. Buonacore, 29 rushes, 180 yards, and that touchdown. Very solid performance from him. And now the Golden Bears trailing once again, 31-27, a minute 48 left to go. And it's the kickoff ready to go for Gellermini. Connell and Schumann's deep to return. The points have started to come up, not like last week when the rain stifled pretty much most of the offense through the air. Now both teams can air it out a bit. As we are late in the 3rd quarter, the kick will spin down and be caught by Schumitz. Schumitz cutting to his right once again. That's where Western New England has found some running room. Schumitz now runs backwards, and another face mask penalty will add 15 yards to this one. And that one is not something for head coach Kevin Gilmartin. 9-yard return. Western New England was pinned back deep inside their own territory. But another penalty, the 5th of the afternoon for Salve, will add 15 yards to the end of this return on the face mask.
15 yards on to the end of the run.
So the Golden Bears will have good field position at their own 38. So that's where Western New England will take over. Tyler Ward in the offense, trailing once again, now by 4 points, 31-27. Kevin Cook, the all-time leading rusher in Western New England history, in the backfield. Broke that record on his last touchdown run. It's going to be an end-around to Davian. This worked very well a couple of weeks ago. The speedster cuts to the outside. He's right around the first down marker. Heads up on the chain gang over there. And he's going to be right at that first down line, about maybe half a yard short. think the chain might have, the first down marker might have actually broken on that one. So it's just short of a first down.
Good for Golden
And
Bear.
now they will say first down. Okay.
From the Golden Bear 48.
I agree with you, Hannah. I had second and half a yard ready to go, but instead it's first and 10. Anyways, first down pickup.
Bent it.
Yeah, you're right. They bent the marker over there, but still first down. And Davian had 2 rushes for over 80 yards on end arounds a couple weeks ago against Maine Maritime. Positive yards on that one. Play action pass flipped over the top, and that will be caught by the tight end and rumbling down for a first down. Trent Vasey. And Vasey, the big guy, rumbles and stumbles for another first down. Tight end gets down to the 34-yard line. A 16-yard reception for Trent Vasey, as Ward has distributed the ball very well this afternoon. Cook in motion in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to him. He cuts back to his left. Pushes forward for about 2. Ruffin makes the hit on that defensive line. Ruffin, so far today for the Salve Regina defense up front. A lot of penetration. Ruffin tied for second on the team, with 5 tackles. Ward the backfield. He has Cook to his right, looking for a wide receiver screen. Now they're going to dump it out to Shumitz, and he catches it in stride while he was being held by Troy Smith. Maybe it might go the other way around if Shumitz pushed off, but it looked as though Troy Smith was hanging on to that receiver for a long time. The official lost his hat, which signified that one person went out of bounds, but there are 2 flags on the play, so we'll have to sort out the laundry on this one. When the kids on the ball crew goes over and picks up the official's hat. Never want to lose that. So, he's going to explain the penalty to the head official, and we'll see what we have going on here. And it looks as though the penalty may be on Western New England. We'll wait and see what the call is.
Yeah, the legal touch on the offense. And the legal touch on the offense, and we had offensive pass interference. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty.
Wow. Illegal touching on Shumitz because he was the first man to touch the ball after being pushed out of bounds, or at least being out of bounds under his own accord. And also an offensive pass interference on that push. So instead of a first down gain, it's now 2nd and long for Western New England, 2nd and 23. That's a huge penalty for Western New England. Cologne in motion. It's going to be a fake pass this time, and Shumitz will be flagged for pass interference, except this one's going to go on Troy Smith, and there were 2 flags right there on that coverage as Troy Smith just grabbed a hold of Tucker Shumitz and prevented him from catching that one. I'm going to go ahead and say with about 98% confidence this one's on the defense. Never know, but I'm going to go 98 to start.
Yeah, defensive pass.
There it is.
Number 2, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
15-yard penalty, automatic first down. So Western New England picks up the first down via the penalty. They'll actually get the ball back where it was a play ago. So it's 1st and 10 now for Western New England, I think. First down. Is it 1st and 8? It is, okay. Chain gang hadn't moved yet. It is 1st and 10. And after all this, we're not going to get a playoff because there's 2 seconds left on the clock. Unless they snap it immediately. 2, 1. Oh, the play is stopped. That's right, after the penalty. So will be a play. The last play of the 3rd quarter. Ozello runs out to his right, wrapped up and spun down by Rory McEntee. And that will end the 3rd quarter. So as we enter the fourth quarter here at Golden Bears Stadium, Salve Regina has come back and taken the lead 31-27 over the Golden Bears. But Western New England with the ball and driving inside Salve Regina territory. And we're glad that you're joining us on this Saturday afternoon, hopefully sticking around for a very exciting fourth quarter to come here on the Golden Bears Sports Network. It's Tim Culverhouse here with you on the call on this Saturday afternoon. Hannah on the graphics, Arthur on the camera. Watching here on GBSN. Be sure to stay tuned to WNEGoldenBears.com for more and everything Golden Bear Athletics. Take a quick score peek in at what else is going on around the NEFC. Endicott still with the lead 20-7 early in the fourth quarter out in Beverly, and Coast Guard up 14-0 over Curry. That one just starting the second half. We have a score update from next door. 0-0 Western New England women's soccer. 10 minutes left? 10 minutes left in that one. They're deadlocked with Endicott over at Supernaut Field behind us. And we are just about ready to go with the fourth quarter. Western New England down by 4. First play of the fourth quarter. Great pass from Ward. And that catches number 85 for Western New England. That's Dylan Elliott making the catch. Another different receiver for Western New England. That is their 7th different target and catch to receiver, tight end, running back today for Tyler Ward. So it's third and a short one for the Golden Bears. Inside Salve territory. Ball is marked at the 23-yard line of the Seahawks. Western New England now moving right to left across your computer screen in the home blues. Salve in the row, Whites. 3rd and 1. Big third down play right here. It's Kevin Cook up the middle. And he will pick up the first down. Got about 2. Ruffin made the hit, but after the first down pickup from Kevin Cook, as he's over 100 yards on the day, 15 carries, 114 yards, long of 64, which he put into the end zone. That broke the record for career rushing yards at Western New England University. Kevin Cook, over 3,400 in his career in Springfield. Schumetz in motion, right to left across the formation. It's going to be an option pitch to Kevin Cook on the left-hand side. Play took a little while to develop, but he's going to get maybe a yard on that carry. They will give him 1, so 2nd and 1 for Western New England. 13:30 left to go in the fourth quarter. Golden Bears down by 4 to Salve Regina. This might be a game with whoever has the ball last is going to have the best chance of winning. Ozella in the backfield, 2 wide receivers on each side of the formation for Ward. It's going to be another pitch out to the left-hand side. Ozella trying to work that sideline. He's not going to get much, maybe 3 or 4. And we have 3 flags all in the same spot, as getting upended on that far side was Phil Terrio. I think it might be an unnecessary roughness called against DJ Ellis, as he was the Golden Bear in the vicinity. And if so, that's a costly penalty for Western New England, and I think Ellis knows it.
Salve's already cheering.
It was a gain of 2 on the run, but looks like this one's coming back and then some.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, number 4. 15-yard penalty.
So a 15-yard penalty backs Western New England up. Do not lose it down, so it's 2nd and 24 now for the Golden Bears, but instead of being inside the red zone, they're now at the Salve Regina 33. It is 3rd down, so even worse, so it is a loss of down. Western New England, big trouble here. 3rd and 24, and Davian in motion. Fake throw to him. Ward airs it out all the way wide open down the field. Caught! No! It is dropped as that pass was just underthrown. Mohamed Kamara rearranged himself. He was wide open as everybody on Salve Regina bit on the option. And Ward just got too much air under it. The press box shook because the coaching staff above us celebrated and then I'm sure said some fun words upstairs. And it's 4th and 24 instead of a touchdown for Western New England. And wow. Salve dodged a bullet on that one. 6 seconds left on the play clock, and I think Western New England's going to have to burn a timeout. They didn't know the personnel or the play that was going on. This is a disastrous sequence for the Golden Bears as DJ Ellis gets flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct. He's on the bench over on the Golden Bears sideline. That backed up Western New England 15 yards, and then it looked as though they were going to make it up on one play as Ward had Mohamed Kamara wide open in the left-hand corner of the end zone. Just underthrown. Kamara was able to find the ball in the air and got his hands on it but couldn't bring it to the ground. And Western New England now with a 4th and 24. Not very many plays you have in the playbook designed to get 24 yards. It's well out of the reach of Patterson for a field goal. That would also wouldn't do much. It'd be a 1-point game instead of a 4-point game. It's at the 33, so you can't really punt it, which means that the offense most likely is going to stay on the field here for Western New England. And Salve can all but play a prevent defense. But we'll see what they do. The ball is at the Salve 33-yard line. Western New England needs to get to the 12. And see what they drew up out of the timeout. In motion, in Davian. Same play once again. Ward floats it up looking for Shumitz, and he will be blocked off. Looking for a flag in on coverage was Josh Morales. Shumitz was looking for a flag because he was not allowed to make a play on that ball. Ward floated up. That was the exact same play, except they switched Kamara with Shumitz. And Western New England turns it over on downs. As the Western New England defense is out on the field after the offense feels as though they were robbed of a couple of scoring opportunities. And the penalty hurt, but now it's the defense's turn. First down for Salve Regina. Handoff to Bonacore. Bonacore over to the left-hand side. Stiff arms past one defender. Cuts back on that left-hand side. Makes something out of nothing. 38-yard line, 5-yard rush for Bonacore. That's his 30th carry, 185 yards for Dan Bonacore, the senior out of Mahwah, New Jersey. He will go over last week's total of 136. Averages 100 yards exactly per game. He's well over that today. Clock will run. It's a 2nd and 5 for Salve. 2 wide receivers spread out to the far side left. Inside handoff to Bonacore. Bonacore will be dropped, and making the hit for Western New England was Dean Susi. Not sure who else was in the vicinity. Maybe Edward.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 5.
So 3rd and 5 now for Western New England on defense. Salve goes empty set. Once again, trips to the near side right for Wilkin. Only 2 on the far side. It's Bonacore and also Hume. Wilkin with a lot of time thinking of a run. Now he's going to float it out, and it will be incomplete. Looking to connect with Sarfo Darko was Wilkin, and Western New England was able to contain the quarterback, not allow for a 5-yard run or more, and a 3-and-out by the Salve offense will give the ball right back to Western New England. The defense took the call and answered it. That's a great set for the WNE defense, and that will give them an awful lot of confidence headed forward. And the offense for the Golden Bears has some life, as the punt will be coming from Barrett. Shumitz at the 30. Barrett, a high spiraling punt sending Shumitz back. That's going to take a Golden Bear bounce, but not before it is down at the 15-yard line. What a punt by Benjamin Barrett, the senior from West Greenwich, Rhode Island, and Bishop Hendrickson. 47-yard punt. Averages 38.5. That will be his 6th inside the 20 this season. And that was a boomer from the right-footed punter at a Bishop Hendrickson High School. So the offense with a lot of room to work with for Western New England. 85 yards they need for a touchdown if they want to regain the lead here in this 4th quarter. They have the ball at 11:34 in this fourth quarter. Fake end around. Ward avoids pressure. Now he cuts back to his right, and he's going to be brought down right at the line of scrimmage. That was a broken play, as it looked as though that might have been a fake end around, and then Cook got in the way, and Salve sniffed that one out through the kitchen sink on that pressure. But Ward at least gets back to the line of scrimmage, so 2nd and 10. Shumitz in motion across the formation. Takes it. And it wide open on this near side is A.J. Colon. He has it at the 30. Cuts back to the middle and will be dropped at about the 40. And that's another great play call. That fake end around has opened up big holes for Western New England on the opposite side of the field. And Ward floated that one right open to A.J. Colon.
First and 10, Golden Bears from their own 41.
It'll be at the 41, so a 1st and 10 now for Western New England. Moving the ball effectively. Handoff to Cook. Cook will be wrapped up and dragged down by McEntee. Rory McEntee from Wakefield, Rhode Island, making the hit on Cook. The Hamburg, New Jersey native and the leading rusher in program history. Pick up a 4, so 2nd and 6 for the Golden Bears at their own 45-yard line. 2 wide receivers on each side of the formation. Now Kamara goes in motion. Handoff to Cook. Cook on the left-hand side sheds one. Can't shed the second one. He does keep his feet in. He'll be stepped out of bounds. Ruffin got him originally. He broke that tackle, but Musco pushed him back. And Cook did a good job getting right back to the line of scrimmage, so not a negative play for Western New England, but 3rd and 6 now for the Golden Bears. 2 wide receivers on each side of the formation. Ward over the middle, and we are looking for a flag. None coming. In on coverage was Morales, and he may have gotten early to Andy St. Fleur. No flag coming, and it's 4th down now. The 45, and the punt team comes out. Another 3 and out now for Western New England. They'll punt it. That was right there, possibly, for what could have been a pass interference or illegal contact penalty, but none coming. So Kennedy will punt it once again for Western New England. He's at his own 32. Rolls out to his right and spins that one, a little wobbler. And that will be taking a Salve Regina bounce. Will be down by the Golden Bears.
Down at the 37-yard
37-yard line. That's Luke Leitner. Or actually, correction, Craig Durkin on special teams coverage.
18 yards on the kick, no return.
18-yard punt, and Kennedy got well two under that one.
Salve from their own 37.
So Salve takes over at their own 37. Still holding on to that 4-point lead. 9:42 left to go in the fourth quarter. It's 31-27 for the Seahawks. Offense back out onto the field for Western New England. Salve turned it over 4 times in the first half. None here in half number 2. Fake handoff. Wilkin going for it all. He's trying to connect with Hume over the top. Unable to do so in coverage. Isaiah Barrios was a stride behind him, but Wilkin put too much behind that and overshot his intended target, so 2nd and 10. But I like the aggressive play call by Coach Gil Martin on that far sideline. After the punt, just try to maybe see if you can catch the defense sleeping, or now they go back to the run game. Blonicour with some room. He cuts back to the left, and he still has some room. He's working on that far sideline down to the 40, and he'll run into the pile and be brought down inbounds at the Golden Bear 32. And a great run by Dan Blonicour. That'll put him over 200 yards on the afternoon for Dan Blonicour on a 31-yard carry. So Salve Regina inside Western New England territory. Clock running, 9:10 left to go in the fourth quarter. Golden Bears get the play call in from the sideline. So too does Salve. They have 2 wide receivers on the far side left on that left hash mark. Blonicour in the backfield. Wilkin takes a shotgun snap, hands it off to Blonicour. Cuts back to the left once again. More running room. He'll be dragged out of bounds by Fleming and Barrios. And that one will keep him inbounds. Another 5-yard carry for Blonicour, who's averaging over 6.5 yards per carry. Golden Bears haven't really been able to find an answer against him today. Did have a fumble, but it's a 2nd down and 6 for Salve. Inside Western New England territory, it's at the 28-yard line. High snap, and we have a flag coming in. False start on the offense. This is a big one for Western New England. See who jumped on the Salve side.
False start on the offense, number 33.
33.
After the enforcement of the infraction, will bring up second and
33
11
for
33.
Salve Regina. As Massimo Aronson, the freshman wide receiver, he's a little too eager on that play. Immediately gets taken out of the game. Sorry, kid. Freshman wide receiver, and don't want to commit a penalty there. So instead of being a 2nd and 5, it will be a 2nd and 6. It's 2nd and 11 for Salve Regina. Buonacore in the backfield. Wilkin. Shotgun snap, passes it over the middle, nearly picked off, and then nearly caught, still loose. And that pinballed around about 3 different people.
Tipped by Susi and broken up.
Susi got a piece of it. Then it hit Hume, bounced off his leg, kicked up once again.
3rd and 11 from the 33.
And almost getting that in the secondary was Sam Olson. That ball had life to it. That was a Mexican jumping bean just hopping around the field. But it's 3rd and long now for Salve Regina. Clock stopped at 8:01. It is 3rd and 11. They need to get to the Golden Bear 22-yard line. In the shotgun, Wilkin drops back pass. That's going to be a drop play. Handoff to Buonacore. He has a lot of running room, and he cuts back to his left. And Barrios brings him down just shy of the 1st down. But I'm sure the Salve offense is going to stay out onto the field. And a great play call as Western New England dropped pretty much everybody into the coverage, and Barrios had to shed a block and wrap up Buonacore. 4th down and 2. 7:30 left to go in the 4th quarter. Salve Regina brings in an extra blocker in the backfield. That's Alex Letty, the tight end. 3 people in the backfield next to Wilkin. Handoff, run up the middle, spinning off it, and stopped. Buonacore is stopped, and he will be brought down by Kyle Jones. And it's a turnover on downs for Salve Regina, and Western New England takes over after the failed 4th down opportunity. Salve brought in the power blocking package, but Kyle Jones, the senior linebacker, sniffed that one out, broke through the blocking, and was able to wrap up Buonacore, who got to the line of scrimmage, but no more. And Western New England comes back out onto the field. 1st and 10. 7:17 left to go. They still trail by 4, as Salve has had the lead for most of this 4th quarter. A lot of members up front. Fake pass, and Ward is going to be sacked. A big hit, making the hit for Salve was Gambale and Klein, and a 4-yard sack. And that fake end-around play that Ward has used effectively these last couple of drives, it does work because it gets the defense shifting sides and unable to pick up who has the ball. But it takes a solid 3 or 4 seconds, and Salve brought 6 on that rush. So it's 2nd and 14 for Western New England. Ward looking to his left, passes it over the middle towards Schumitz, and there comes a flag. 2 flags actually on that one. Schumitz got impeded on that play by number 36, Danny Ives, the linebacker. I think that's who the penalty is going to be on, as Schumitz was streaking down the middle of the seam, and it is on Ives. So automatic 1st down for the Golden Bears.
After the enforcement of the infraction, 1st and 10 Golden Bears.
It's a spot foul, so 1st down, Western New England. Ives gets flagged for the penalty. And Golden Bears have it. 6:38 left to go. Trailing by 4. Cook in the backfield with Ward. Ward's going to keep it by himself. He cuts out to his right, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. That was a design keeper, and if Ward had gotten past the defensive line, there was an awful lot of running room because it was just deep routes run by Golden Bear wide receivers. But Klein in the linebacker core able to come up and grab it. They'll say he got 1 on that, so it'll be 2nd and 9. Western New England 2 timeouts, had to burn one early on a long 4th down. Salve with all 3. Cook in the backfield. 2 wide receivers on each side of the formation for Tyler Ward. He's looking over to his right, and that one will be batted in the air. Trying to connect on that far side was Craig Durkin off of his hands. So it's 3rd and 9 now for the Golden Bears. Just out of the hands of Craig Durkin, the senior tight end from Pawling, New York. Pawling High School. Almost able to grab that one, but just out of his reach. Durkin has a catch for 7 yards today. Only A.J. Cologne and Trent Vasey, 2 catches each. Only players on Western New England more than 1 reception today. Ward has distributed the ball all day. Cologne in motion. Looks like man coverage here. Fake handoff to Cook. Now Ward rolling out to his left. He's going to get a block, and he's still going down the sideline. And he will pick up the first down. And a great block from Mohamed Kamara as he picked off the safety that was roaming over to hit Tyler Ward, and he allowed Ward to get the first down and more. A big rush keeps the drive alive for the Golden Bears. It's first down at their own 42. Moving right to left, 5:40 left to go in this contest. Golden Bears down 31-27. Shumitz and Cologne on the far side, right, and now Kamara, cuts across the formation. St. Fleur on the left-hand side. It's going to be a run to Nick Connell. Nick Connell up the middle. A good plunge. Good burst out of the backfield at the 48-yard line.
Ives on the stop, 2nd and 5.
Danny Ives on the stop, but it will be 2nd and 4.
From the 48.
2nd and 4. Give him an extra yard on the run. Golden Bears approaching midfield as we approach 5 minutes left to go in this one. And Dabian in motion across the formation. Fake end around. And Ward just going to push it up the middle. Got 4, so he's over midfield.
Close to a first down.
At the 49-yard line. This near side official is at the 48. And it's a first down, Golden Bears. Interesting how the far side official had him a yard shorter, but the line judge on this near sideline had him at a first down. So 1st and 10, Golden Bears. Western New England offense ramping up the intensity, and Davian is going to take the end around this time on this near side. We brought down and pushed out of bounds. Joey Farrar making the hit on, and Davian still pick up of about 2.
Farrar on the stop.
2nd and 8.
2nd and 8.
And in Davian, very, very fast. Sophomore from Stratford, Connecticut. Entering today, 4 rushes for 169 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not bad. All coming off that end-around play. Trips to the right for Tyler Ward, but now when Davian runs behind him in motion, so 2 on each side of the formation. Davian looking on that left-hand side. Pass a little bit behind Andrew Walls. In on coverage was Musco. And Ward put that one behind its intended target. Would have been about a 6-yard pickup, but it's 3rd and 9 for Western New England. Definitely 4-down territory here. Clock stopped, 4:24 left to go in this 4th quarter. Ward calling out the signals. He has Cook in the backfield. Walls on the near side left and trips to the far side right. Ward drops back to pass all day, passes it, and it will be into the chest, but out of the hands of Andrew Walls. And the senior would love to have that one back. It will be 4th and 9 from the Salve 48-yard line, 47-yard line. So it will be a 4th down and 9. Golden Bear offense stays on the field. Correction, now the punt team comes out. Interesting decision here from Coach Keith Emery. A lot of faith in his defense. 9 seconds left. You got to make sure to get this play off. You don't want to burn another timeout here. 4, 3, 2. They do get it off. Kennedy's kick is high and spiraling. Terrio's backing up to catch it. And Terrio does a good job on the fake, so it will be a touchback. But a very high kick from Ian Kennedy. A 27-yard net punt will give Salve Regina the ball back at their own 20-yard line with 4:12 left to go in this one. They have the lead, 31-27. Western New England needs a stop and a touchdown if they want to keep their perfect season alive. right now it is hanging in the balance as Salve Regina has used a big second half to take the lead here in Springfield at Golden Bear Stadium. Tim Culverhouse on the play-by-play, Hannah on graphics, Arthur on the camera work on the Golden Bear Sports Network, powered by the PAC Network. Here we go. Give me a handoff pitch to Buonacore on the right side. He'll pick up
carry, tackled by
3.
Nolte.
Ryan
Edward.
Nolte making the hit. And Edward as well up front.
Carry for the 22, gain of
So
2, second and 8.
second and 8. Excuse me, I thought he picked up an extra one. Clock will run. I'm not thinking Salve is going to have an awful lot of urgency in their offense here. 2 timeouts left for Western New England. Had to burn one earlier on that 4th and long opportunity. Wilkin in the shotgun. He will take the snap with 10 seconds left. He'll keep it this time. Wilkin up the middle.
Wilkin
Runs
on the
it,
carry,
and he'll get
tackled by
2 on
Jones.
that carry.
And
Jones
Edward.
comes up.
Gain of 2,
3:25.
bring up 3rd and 5,
And the clock will
25.
continue to run for Salve Regina. Western New England's defense would love a stop here. They'd love a turnover here. Actually, that would be the most effective way to get the ball back. But we'll see what Coach Gilmartin decides, if he's going to keep it on the ground to keep the clock moving, or if he's going to put Wilkin in an opportunity to make a pass where the clock could stop. Under 3 left to go. Empty backfield. He's going to pass it or scramble for it up the middle. We'll see. Wilkin. It's going to be a run up the middle. Wilkin cuts back, and the ball is loose. The ball is loose. It's going to be picked up by Western New England. Fumble. Fumble on the play, but there is a flag on the play. We'll see what the flag is for. This is a very
Fumble
big
recovered by
flag.
Jones if the play-
Kyle Jones picked up the fumble. We'll see what it is. If Western New England, it's a hold on the offense. Penalty is declined. So that turnover, the 5th of the afternoon for Salve Regina, gives Western New England the ball at the 32-yard line, trailing by 4, 2:48 left to go. And Steve Wilkin coughed it up. Didn't look like there was much on the hit. And he just let it go out of that right hand. And now Western New England's offense back out onto the field. Short drive, they put in the end zone. 32 yards, they are out right now. Empty backfield. And now Schumann's in motion. It's going to be an option pitch to Tucker Schumann's on the right-hand side. Using the end line, he'll be wrapped up.
Schumann's on the carry.
Solid yardage. He'll pick up about 5 or 6. Danny Ives sliding over from the linebacker position.
27, gain of 5.
So 5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5 now for Western New England. He was tackled inbounds, so the clock will run. 2:20 left to go in this one. Salve all 3 timeouts. Western New England probably should get this play call in a little earlier because still 27 yards to the end zone. 2 timeouts, 2 minutes and 10 seconds now. In motion is Cologne. Fake handoff this time. That pass is going to A.J. Cologne, and he catches it and steps out of bounds for a Golden Bear first down.
At the 16-yard line.
And Tyler Ward
Gain of 11 on the
sent
play.
Cologne in motion left to right across the formation, and he was wide open, uncovered. It'll be a first down for the Golden Bears inside the red zone. They have it at the Salve 16-yard line. He stepped out under his own, so clock will run. Chains reset, 1:45 left to go. Schumann's now right to left. Fake handoff to Ward. Cook's going to run for it on the right-hand side. He's still got some running room. Cuts out to the right. Still on his feet. He's diving for the pylon. And they will say, touchdown, Western New England. Tyler Ward from 16 yards out gives the Golden Bears the lead. Tyler Ward making something out of nothing. They used that fake end around, and Ward over to his right, ran it in, and was able to get into the end zone as Western New England has regained the lead with 1:34 left. Patterson on for the extra point. This is a big one. This would make it a field goal game for a team that has yet to attempt a field goal in Salve. The kick is up and right down the middle. The extra point is good.
1:34 remaining in the 4th. Golden Bears 34, Seahawks 31.
34-31 the score. Salve Regina had been leading for most of the second half, and Western New England showing some resiliency, marching down the field after the turnover by turnover recovered, by Kyle Jones on the fumble from Stephen Wilkin as Western New England up by 3. A minute 34 left to go in this one. Salve all 3 timeouts. Western New England with 2. Ward 10 for 27 through the air, 167 yards and a touchdown. 11 for 53 on the ground in that 16-yard touchdown run that has given Western New England the lead once again. And we'll see what happens here. I said earlier, it might be the team with the last opportunity, with the best chance to win this game, and it might be Salve. We'll see what they can draw up here. Salve Regina, deep to return is that is Hume and also Graziano. Patterson's kick. Keep it in bounds, son. And it is going towards that corner, fielded at his own 6-yard line. That is Hume, and Hume will be wrapped up at the 20-yard line. Making the hit was Glenn or Marzelli. And that is Glenn. So that is where Western New England will go on defense. Salve will have to go 80 yards if they want to score a touchdown to win the game in a minute 28. Minute 28 left to go. Here comes the noise from the Golden Bear Stadium faithful. Looking to keep this team at 5-0 if they can come away with a victory here. But this is a long time to go. Empty backfield coming out for Stephen Wilkin. Trips to the left. Drops back to pass. Clean pocket, passes it, and it is complete. What a catch by Dan Buonacore. And that is at the 37-yard line. What a catch from Dan Buonacore. Mr. Everything so far for this Salve Regina team. Clock runs after it stops briefly. All day once again floated out of bounds. Smart play by Wilkin, just throwing it over the head of Hume. Second and 10 for Salve. That one, his 40th pass attempt, 2 interceptions, 3 touchdowns, just shy of 200 yards. Also, 2 lost fumbles for Salve Regina. And 2 from Wilkin and 1 from Dan Buonacore. Stazowitz asking for noise. He gets it. Minute 11 left. Wilkin going out to that far sideline once again. That is incomplete. Looking to connect with Hume, coming up and laying the boom after it goes out of bounds. Isaiah Barrios. And it will be 3rd and 10 now for Salve Regina. A minute 6 left in this one. Ball at the Western New England 37-yard line. 4th quarter. Golden Bears 3-point lead over Salve Regina. Empty backfield. Buonacore and Train on the near side right. Trips to the far side left. Graziano over there along with Mahoney and Hume. All day to pass. Another pressure is coming. Spinning out of the tackle. Still with it is the quarterback, Wilkin. Wilkin floats it over the top, and it is going to be incomplete. Holy smokes. Mike Mahoney snuck past the defense, tried to drag his foot and make the catch, but the field judge came over and said he did not hang on to it. It will now be 4th and 10. Here's the ball game, folks. 55 seconds left to go. Salve Regina, 4th down and 10 at the Seahawk 37-yard line. They need to get to their own 47. More noise here. And a smart timeout taken by Coach Gil Martin. Wants to get the right personnel on the perfect play out, as this will just about do it. Unless it's a turnover on downs. There'll be 2 timeouts left. So even if Salve is unable to convert here, they will have 2 timeouts left. Western New England can all but run out the clock. It will be close, but the ball would already be in Western New England's offensive territory if it is a turnover on downs for Salve Regina. Wilkin, 22 for 43, 216 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, 2 lost fumbles. He's gone to Trainer 7 times for 82 and a touchdown. Buonacore 6 for 67. Hume 8 for 58 and a touchdown. Buonacore also 231 yards on the ground on 36 carries. He has a touchdown. Western New England, Ward 10 for 27, 167 yards and a touchdown. Cook leads the way, 18 carries, 119 and 2 touchdowns. Andrew Walls with a touchdown reception, and Tyler Ward with a touchdown run. Here we go. 4th and 10. Salve Regina. Empty backfield. Trips to the left. 2 wide receivers to the far side right. Wilkin, plenty of time. Steps up in the pocket. Now he drops back once again. All day to throw. Puts it over the middle. And it is caught. What a catch by Matt Trainer. Holy smokes. He caught that at the Golden Bear 45-yard line. Susie was right there. But Trainer climbed the ladder. First down, Salve Regina. Clock continuing to run now. 40 seconds left. Empty backfield. Wilkin not spiking it. Still with it. Stasowitz applies the pressure. 2 coming over and thrown short. As Wilkin just got rid of that one. Trainer was in the vicinity. So 2nd and 10. 33 seconds left to go. As Wilkin kept the play alive on that 4th and 10. And he found his favorite target, Matthew Trainer, at the 45-yard line on a big play. And it looks as though Salve is preparing for a field goal if we get there. And on that far side, it looks as though that's Jackie Hurley, the wide receiver kicker. No pressure on that kick. 2nd and 10. Wilkin out of the shotgun. Still no pressure. That one will be complete to Blonicore. That will be a 7-yard pickup.
At the 38, gain of 7 will bring up 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 now. Western New England not really been able to get to Ward all that much on early pass rush opportunities. It's been all in scrambles where they've gotten both of their sacks. 3rd and 3, 29 seconds left on the clock. 2 receivers to the far side left, 3 to the right. Off the left hash mark. Wilkin over the middle. Almost a one-handed catch by Hume. He snuck through the coverage of Barrios and Stasowitz. Looked like he was the man covering the very talented wide receiver, Alex Hume. And it's another 4th down opportunity here for Salve Regina on the afternoon. They are 1 for 3, and that one came just 4 plays ago, that kept the drive alive. Clock stopped, 24 seconds left to go. 13 seconds left on the play clock. Here's the game again, opportunity number 2. Trips to the right, to the far side left. Wilkin takes a snap up the left hash mark, passes over the middle. It'll be tipped at the offensive line and dropped down, incomplete. And Western New England's going to come away with the win. I think Steve Molino got a piece of that on the defensive line, and it fell harmlessly into the coverage as Western New England's defense holds for the last time. And the Golden Bears will have it. 20 seconds left on the clock at their own 38-yard line. Salve does have 2 timeouts, but I don't think they'll use them. They put up a valiant effort on the road. But Western New England, 20 seconds away, and they are in victory formation. And Ward takes the knee. I don't think Salve is going to take their timeouts. They will not. And the clock will run out. And Western New England escapes, fights, and comes away with a 34-31 victory over Salve Regina. And Western New England stays atop first place in the New England Football Conference. They improve to 5-0 overall, stay at 3-0 in NEFC play. Salve drops to 2-4, and then also they will fall to 1-3, or 1-2, in conference action. And the Golden Bears sweat this one out. They come away with a win. Finals around the NEFC. Endicott 26-16 over Nichols. That one has gone final. And Coast Guard up 17-0. 11 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter there, as the Western New England University Golden Bears will move into first place and stay there in the NEFC. Their program best start, 5-0, keeps going, and this team keeps rolling as the Golden Bears come away with a 34-31 come from behind 4th quarter win over a very tough, very talented Salve Regina team. And Western New England will move to 5-0, and they will be on the road for the next 2 weeks. They will travel to Schenectady, New York next Saturday, as they will travel to Union College, and then the big one is 2 weeks from now as MIT hosts WNEU in a battle for first place. and that one will be on October 25th. The Golden Bears don't return home until the month of November 8th against Endicott here. What could also be a possible NEFC championship game showdown. Final stats from this afternoon's contest. First for Western New England, Ward, 10 for 27, a touchdown, 167 yards. He was also sacked twice on the ground, 11 carries for 53 yards, and the game-winning touchdown run from 16 yards out. Cook, the new leading rusher in program history, 18 carries, 119 yards on the ground, including 2 touchdowns. Walls had the lone touchdown reception for Western New England today. And one loss, fumble from Tucker Schumitz that proved to be a huge play in that game. His turnovers were huge for Western New England as they capitalized on 3 fumbles and 2 picks from Obi Atuka. And Wilkin coughed it up twice for the quarterback for Salve. 24-48 he finished, 241 yards in the air, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Trainer, Hume, and Mahoney with the touchdown catches. And Dan Buonacore finished today game high, 36 carries, 231 yards, and a touchdown. For both of these teams, it's a hard-fought battle. There'll be some ice baths coming this afternoon. Final plays. Western New England, 404 yards on 71 plays run, 535 yards for Salve, 2 plays short of 100 on this afternoon, but Western New England University Golden Bears come away with the victory. They win the all-important turnover battle. They only turn it over once, and Salve turns it over 5 times, and that was the key as Western New England improves to 5-0 and 3-0 in NEFC play. Salve drops to 2-4 and 1-2 in conference play. And with that being said, we will wrap things up here at Golden Bear Stadium. Western New England comes away with a 34-31 victory over Salve, Regina. We're glad you joined us on this Saturday afternoon here on GBSN, a very exciting football game. Make sure to go to WNEGoldenBears.com for the latest in Golden Bear athletic news, at WNE Athletics on Twitter, and you can catch the next broadcast here at WNEGoldenBears.tv. For Arthur and Hannah on camera and graphics respectively, thank you very much once again. This is Tim Culverhouse from Western New England University signing off.